What if the real superpower was already inside you? The Great Book of Melanin Research reveals 130 years of scientific studies conducted by governments around the world on you. This isn't fiction. It's real research on melanin uncovering its superconductive, photoconductive, cell-protective, and DNA shielding abilities. Yeah, they've known for over a century. Why don't you? Order now and get the exclusive Police Stop Law Package free. That's the Know Your Rights Manual, Constitutional Rights Card, Qualified Immunity Notice and Card, Police Stop Flashcards Volume 1 and 2, the Public Official Bonds Book. Learn how to hold them personally accountable. This is power in your hands, biological and legal. They studied you. Now you study them. Click the link. Get the truth. Get protected. The Great Book of Melanin Research. It's time you knew what they know.
Too many people walk through life carrying fear. Not because they've done something wrong, but because no one ever told them they have rights. When you don't know the law, even ordinary life can feel like a risk. That's why we build Know Your Rights Foundation, a place where the law becomes clear, simple, and yours. Knowledge is your shield. The law is your defense. Start learning today at KYRF.org.
What up, people? What's popping on this Saturn's Day? What's happening? Yo, let me know if my audio is coming in. I was having some technical difficulties, which is why I'm late. So if my audio is good, let me know I'm good. With a 1 in the chat. What up, Christopher Tiger or Chris Tiger Ellis, Brian Rich, Chaz McFly, Daniel Cates or Danielle Cates. Daniel Cates. I think it's Daniel Cates. Excuse me. Zymatic Resonance. Trevion McClinton. Lisa Jenkins Bay. Why Anubis? Why not? BYG Mac. What's happening? Jason Rivers. True Knowledge. Yeah. Brian Bennett. What's happening? King Lemuel Productions. What's happening? Danger Man Dubs. What's happening, Danger Man Dubs? Melanated Brown. You got Jesus. What's happening? WDMA Warrior. What's cracking, bro? Shalon Mitchell. I want to say peace to Kevin Wise. Thank you for the Cash App, brother. Appreciate you, bro. For the Cash App, always hooking me up. Tracy S. I think, did I? All right, we got the ones. You guys hearing me good? Appreciate you. All right. David B. We got Javon Landry, Ellison Gray, Brandon Terry, Reloaded 614. What's happening? Shaka W. Shaka W. What's happening? What's happening, everybody? I think that got everybody in here so far. Man, hold on. Let me, the fan on my computer's going crazy. I got a lot of stuff hooked up. Let me try to cool my fan down. What's up, people? Been another crazy ass week. Another crazy week. With Trump doing some major Khazarian ball gargling as the ball gargle king. Because, you know, Netanyahu bitch came to town with his balls hanging out. Trump had to bend the knee to gargle the balls. You see the the thumbnail. I hope it goes through. I don't know if the thumbnail went through. You know, ChatGPT won't do that thumbnail. I had to get Gov't to do that thumbnail. ChatGPT, we cannot do, it's against our policy to do character. I'm like, wait, it's not against the law. We can't draw character. I'm like, Trump is a public figure. He's the president. What you mean you can't draw Trump? We can't do it, sir. Like, that's right. Gov't was whooping your ass, bitch. That's what I told it. Like, Gov't is beating your ass, bitch. What you gonna do about that? We know you're frustrated, sir, but we can't. No, fuck you, bitch. No. Fuck ChatGPT. But Yeah, Grok. Got to get Grok. Had to get Grok to do that damn thumbnail. But it did a whole bunch of thumbnails. There's a bunch of funny ones, but it wouldn't get them all right. Some had 3 hands and shit. Some wouldn't get the Coke can right. He's supposed to be the in the Coke can, the straw is supposed to look like the menorah. He's supposed to be sipping out of the straw, a menorah straw out of the Coke can. God damn it, AI. Got to get better at your game, baby. But thank everybody for showing up today. Appreciate y'all. And everybody who ordered a package. I was waiting. So if you ordered anything, I was waiting on some cards. I ran out of cards. So the card should be here Monday. So I'll be sending out your packages next week. So sorry if it's taking a minute, but it ran out of stuff because people be giving away a lot of stuff for free. So be running out. So give me a couple days. It should be here by Monday. So appreciate you for supporting, and anybody else who wants to support, you guys can do that as well. This is the best way to support me. You can't give me a Cash App, as you can see. I mean, it's been over a year now. So, I mean, this is the only way you guys can support. So if you want to support, go to realnagas.com, order the Great Book of Melanin Research, the hard copy, because I got the digital copy and the hard copy. You can order either one, both of them. I appreciate it if you order either one. The digital copy comes in color, but the hard copy, you order the hard copy, comes with the full police stop law package. The whole police stop law package, the Know Your Rights Manual, Public Official Bonds book, the Constitutional Rights card and Qualified Immunity card and notice, and the flashcards. And so I'm still giving the 5 flashcard deal. So anybody who orders the Great Book of Melanin Research, you get the whole deal. Get the 5 flashcards. Bam. You get all of that plus police stop flashcards 1 and 2. Law and government flashcards 1 and 2. And then U.S. Supreme Court decisions. You need to know what's behind all this law, because that actually scares police officers even more when you know where the law came from. So you get all 5 of these. Bam. I don't think I got 6 here, but you get all 5 of these if you order the Great Book of Melanin Research. Bam, right here. So if you got any kids, you sit down with your children, you make them do book reports on this. You understand? This is what we need. You see what's going on right now. I'm about to show you some stuff right now. Trump is coming, and he's coming with the full agreement of the states. This is your police state, that dystopian 1984 book. It's all here. I'm about to show you all that. So I tried to tell you a while back that this was going to happen. Everything exactly how I said it was going to happen is happening. Trump is smashing with the military, with the full agreement of the governors and some of these mayors. What does that mean for you? You better get your butt over here, because he's snatching black people. I'm going to show you. He just grabbed anybody. If you black, you may be a criminal. So he's snatching you up. Sorry to tell you. You better get over here, get these, sit down with your children, have them do book reports on this. 30 minutes a day. So it takes about 30 minutes a day, have them do a book report or something like that. Also with the Know Your Rights Manual, you should have them do that as well. With the Know Your Rights Manual, everything you need to know about police stops, foot stops, which are called pedestrian stops and traffic stops. So that's the whole book of knowledge right there. You get that, you sit down with that, make your kids do book reports with the Know Your Rights Manual. But the short cliff notes are in the flashcards. All right. And so appreciate you guys. That's how you support. Also, you support by going and getting one of these beautiful things right here. Boom, go hook it up. This is the Rapstrology tees right here. This is volume 2. We got volume 2 right there. Boom. Look at how it looks nice on the ladies, on the hoodies. It's getting cold right now. I got the hoodies in the store right now. Look at how dope it looks on the hood. I got mine. I be wearing it to the gym all the time. People are like, oh man, that's off the chain. Like, yep, you go right here to rapstrology.com and hook it up. Bam. So this is what it looks like. Volume 2. Right there. And then we also have volume 1. Boom. So this is the white text for volume 1. It looks dope. especially on black. The white text looks dope too. So you got boom, volume 2 in the gold text, boom, volume 1 in the white text. It comes in gold and black as well. So appreciate you guys for supporting. And remember this, and boom, right here, constitutional rights card. I forgot to show you. Qualified immunity card with the notice. You get all that. You keep that in your car. You tell police officers, I don't answer questions, officer. You understand? I don't answer.
It only takes one moment, one wrong move, one unexpected stop. When life gets real, know what to do, know what to say. Join KYRF.org today.
You heard her. Know your rights. You better know your rights too, because like I told you, Trump is out here. He ain't he not playing. When I show you the videos today, you gonna understand. Trump not messing around with you motherfuckers right now. I told you it was coming, so you can't act like you didn't know it was coming. You knew it was coming because I did tell you. So again, also people, the other way, if you want to support, go to patreon.com/real Nagas and sign up to one of the status class levels. And at the highest level, I will give you the paperwork for free. All right, for free. You can explain it to me. That's the caveat. You got to be able to explain the paperwork. But if you can explain it, I will give it to you for free because we need this law army. We're doing it right now. But you see, the only thing that's going to counteract what Trump and them is doing right now is a body, is a group, a body that understands the law better than they do. And so, you know, this is the vehicles we have to move in the future. I told you that a long time ago, but now it's here. So we have created this vehicle for you to join so that you can protect yourself. All right. But you just can't be in here and just lag on. You got to come in here and you have to learn your rights and then be able to go back out there and teach that to your family and your friends and the community so that we can build this army up and start smashing back on the popo. All right. So that's the way you support. Patreon.com/real Nagas. Sign up to the highest status class level and you will get the paperwork for free. But I appreciate everybody on the CashApp store. Keep hitting me on the CashApp. CashApp Real Nagas, the number 9. Appreciate you for the funny donation messages when you leave the donations. You guys are hilarious. I would tell you guys are hilarious, and I appreciate every donation that comes through. Appreciate y'all. So let's get into it, man. There's a whole lot of bullcrap going on this week. So as you know, the government is shut down. The Republicans and the Democrats, they shut down the government. We're in what, day 4 of the shutdown? And doesn't mean government is shut down fully. Some services are still moving around. The politicians, they still get their money. You see how this shit work? They can shut you down. They can shut everybody down in the government. They don't get their checks. But you think Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries and Brent, what's his name? Johnson, what's his name? The House Speaker Johnson and all the rest of these bitch asses, you think they're giving up their money? Hell no. They still getting their check. Like, you got my money? You got my money, right? Well, you guys, you're going to have to hold off, okay? We're going to have to hold off, but hold on. You guys got to hold on. You got my money, right? Thank you. Appreciate you. You got to, hey. Take a second. Like, nigga, wait a minute. Nigga, what you got? Hey, what you got in your hand back there? Don't worry about this. This is nothing. This is absolutely nothing. This is a correspondence. This is a notice. I'm getting notice. It's notice, right? It's notice. No, motherfucker. Let us see what you got behind your hand. Let's see what you got in your hand. You still get your check, but the park worker don't get his check. The government library person don't get their check. FAA people don't get their check. FCC people, they don't get their check. But the politicians who shut the government down get their money. Can somebody tell me how that works? They can decide for somebody else not to get paid, but they still get paid. How the fuck does that happen? They should be the first motherfuckers that don't get paid when they shut the government down on some fuck shit that they are bullshitting on. Some bullshit tax, some back and forth that we didn't authorize. These are issues that we're not talking about. They're not representing the government. This is Democrat. This is what the Democratic government is. You got to be outruled. 51% overrules the 49%. Republican government, Republican form of government, they do what you say. It's a representative government. That's what Republican form of government means. Representative government. They don't get in there and do what they want. They get in there and they have to do what the people want. That's the difference between a Democratic government and a Republican form of government. So they still get paid. They still getting broke off. Look at Ilhan Omar. Went from $45,000 in debt to being worth $30 million. What the fuck? But everybody else broke. Okay. Now, why did they shut the government down? So the Democrats keep saying that well, they don't. The reason. What's the main reason? They're not even really giving a reason why they're shutting it down. They're saying that, you know, that first of all, they're mad that they passed that big whack bill that Trump had. So they're mad that they passed it and they didn't give any pushback. So the reason they're really pushing back against this bill is because their people went crazy on them the last time and they were screaming on them, do something. They were just at the town hall meetings and shit, going crazy on them when they let the bill go through. Fight! You need to fight! And they was like, God damn, bitch, hold up, goddamn. He was like, all right, goddamn, I'll fight next time. So Chuck Schumer got mangled, and a lot of the other Democrats got mangled, the Democrats, excuse me. They got mangled when they didn't fight against the big whack bill. So now they got to show that they got some balls now, right? Or ovaries, whatever you want to do it. But they got to show that they got some fortitude, right? Some strength, some intestinal fortitude. So now they just holding up. Now they're trying to say that the Democrat or the Republicans, because both of them are whack. Let me just both of these bitch ass parties suck dick. But the Republicans, they're trying to say that they're shutting down, that the Democrats want to add health care for illegal immigrants. And so the Democrats are like, no, that's bullshit. No, we don't. That's not what we want. And so in their provisions, it doesn't necessarily say that they want illegal or not illegal, but health care for illegal immigrants. It doesn't necessarily say that. So they snuck it in. This is the bullshit that they do. So in the big whack bill, one of the things that they put in there was that hospitals, when they treat illegal immigrants, they get reimbursed. This was an ongoing thing. They get reimbursed from the federal government when hospitals treat illegal immigrants, or really a lot of people who, just people who don't have health care. A lot of times the hospitals get reimbursed from the federal government. So Trump put in there a provision that said no, illegal immigrants can't get paid, can't get health care, or not that they won't get health care, but you can still give them health care as a hospital. We can't stop you from giving anybody health care. However, the federal government is not going to reimburse you. And the reimbursements were made by Medicare and Medicaid. So basically, the illegal immigrants were getting health care. And so the Democrats trying to act like, no, they're not getting health care. This is bullshit. But you lying. See, this is the bullshit. This is how they be lying their asses off. So through the provision, they want to put the provision back in. See, this is what the Democrats, and they won't. And so this is what they're acting like they're holding on to, that we're not gonna start the government back up until you put the provision back in or whatever, right? And so this shit is getting fun. This shit is getting hilarious because Trump is starting to troll them. Trump is trolling them and shit with the sombreros and shit. Did y'all see that? Hold on, let me see if I can find the sombrero. Because this shit is hilarious. Hold on, let me see. Here we go. Let's share the screen. All right, so check this out.
He's been trolling the Democrats over the shutdown because the shutdown over Trump, and the Republicans are saying it's because the Democrats want to give healthcare, Medicare, Medicaid, and ACA funding to illegals. Now, we did another segment on that shows you that's not true. That's not what this is about. This is about just
really quick. Kimberly Bell, PayPal. I have PayPal. You can go to Real Nagas at Gmail through PayPal. That's the other way. Just donate to that. I appreciate you. Or Venmo, Real Nagas Gmail, or Real Nagas on Venmo. So either one of those, PayPal or Venmo. Appreciate you, girl. Here we go.
Funding Medicaid, because the Democrats want to give healthcare, Medicare, Medicaid, and ACA funding to illegals. Now, we did another segment on that shows you that's not true. That's not what this is about. This is about just funding Medicaid, Medicare, and ACA for citizens, workers in America, and for legal immigrants. Okay, so but Trump has been doing some pretty good trolling on this, right? So again, it's not true. They're not giving free healthcare to criminal aliens. That's not happening. We already debunked that. Watch the other video.
He didn't debunk it. I watched that video. He didn't even talk anything about the hospitals and the healthcare and the medic. He didn't know anything about that when he made that video. So it didn't debunk it. That is what the Democrats are trying to put in there. He's trying to say that that the Republicans are trying to cut healthcare for regular people. And that's not what they're doing. They're cutting the health. They just basically took out the provision where hospitals don't get reimbursed for treating illegal immigrants. So Jimmy Dore was wrong on this one.
Video, but here we go.
Look, guys, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, you know, at least for a while until they learn English and they realize they hate us too.
That's pretty good. That's pretty funny. Whoever did that's AI.
So the AI made that up. So let me keep moving to the other part. So look, then Trump trolled him more when he sat down and actually talked to him, because he wasn't going to talk to him for a long time. He was like, y'all want the illegal health care. I don't. So ain't no reason to talk to you. You just want to come in here and get some airtime. You just want clips. You just want some good TV clips, news clips that you can take back to your donors. He's like, I'm not meeting with y'all. So then when he finally decided to meet with him, he had Trump 2028 hats. I said, no, you know, he can't run for president, but they keep talking about Trump is going to run for president on the third term, which he can't do. It's illegal. It's unconstitutionally valid. He can't do it. But he keeps he knows they keep talking about it and they think he's going to do it. So this nigga he had Trump 2028 hats sitting on the desk when they rolled up in there to clown him. This nigga, hey, he one of the best damn trollers of all time. Hold up. He said, fuck both sides. The Republicans control the House and the Senate and the presidency, but this shutdown is because of Democrats. Well, it's because the Democrats don't. It's because the Democrats want that provision to reimburse hospitals for illegal immigrants. And Trump's like, nah, we ain't doing that. So check it out. So this is the other part.
Nick Sorter says President Trump sent out a bunch of Trump 2028 hats when Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer were in the old. After Hakeem Jeffries melted down on MSNBC over Trump's meme dressing him up as a Mexican, the president doubled down and posted another one with Trump appearing in the background as a mariachi band. So nobody can out-troll President Trump. Let's watch. So here he is, I guess, melting down. Let's watch.
It's a disgusting video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault.
Yo, nigga Trump is hilarious. So he's like, nigga, y'all trying to fucking cape for the illegal immigrants, nigga. Stop bullshitting. He's like, we ain't doing it. Yo, appreciate you. Take your shoes off, please. That means hit the like button when you come up in here. I've been forgetting to tell you guys to take your shoes off in the dojo, but man, nothing's ever changed. The rules are the same. Please take your shoes off when you enter the dojo. For new people, that means hit the like button. That's how the algorithm gets moving on here. They supposedly let up restrictions since they testified in front of Congress that they were suppressing people. So supposedly they let up on the restrictions. We'll see. So let's see. You guys hit the like button and see if they can start pushing me back on YouTube again. But Trump is the best troller of all time. Like Kimberly Bell said, Trump is the best troller ever. Hell yeah. That nigga funny as hell, man. So now we in day 4. So now they're just going back and forth. So then they start calling them racist. That's racist. That's racist. Like, damn, you can't. I love how you just can't make fun of nobody no more. Every damn thing you say out of your mouth is racist. You can't. Nobody. Everybody's untouchable. Nobody. Everyone's beyond humor and being made fun of. That's bullshit. Everybody can get it with me. I'm telling you right now. I don't give a goddamn. Everybody can get it up in here. I'm trying to tell you that right motherfucking now. I don't give a shit who it is. The handicap, any race, I don't give a shit. The tall, the short, aliens, nigga, I don't give a fuck who you are. Animals, you will all catch one. Fuck with me. I don't give a shit. Because I don't give a shit what you say about me. That's why I don't give a goddamn what you say about me. It ain't gonna affect me one way. However, I will I will fire off on you. Yo, Brian Richards, appreciate you for the Cash App. And Darius Foster, also, thank you for the Cash App. Appreciate you. I can see you on the phone over there. Thank you guys for the Cash Apps. And everybody else who hits the Cash App. So that's funny. We got the who knows when we'll get it going again. It's going to start coming back on the Democrats, because what this is going to allow Trump to do is fire people now. See, when the government shuts down, the executive takes over. And now he can just start firing people at will, which is, they're stupid. Like, what are you doing? He wanted to trim the government anyway. Excuse me, which is what he first, the first thing he did when he first got in office. So, and he wanted to trim it more than he actually did, because a lot of the courts got in the way. So now, if you shut the government down, you're going to actually give him the power to do what he wanted to do in the first place, and just start. This motherfucker about to go back to the old Trump, the Apprentice, fired. This this nigga about to be apprentice on crack. He like, thank you, thanks, bitches. Now you hooked me up. You gave me the actual power I really wanted. I wanted the apprentice power all along. Thanks, bitches. So they stupid as hell. Trump over there trolling. So then they started to get backlash, because they would start to be so stuff like, damn, can't nobody say nothing no more? Like, boo, yeah, it's racist, it's racist. So they started to get backlash about calling people racist. And so they say, just take it in stride. Like, goddamn, why are you even tripping about it? So then they started to try to put their own memes out. But the Democrats or the Femocrats, they're not funny. The Femocrats ain't funny. So all their memes and shit suck. It sucked. It is bullshit. So shout out to Trump for that one. He's still a ball gargling biatch. But he's the funniest ball gargling biatch that we've had in the Oval Office. Moving along. Trump and Netanyahu, they met this week. Trump was Ving Rhames from Pulp Fiction this week. Goddamn shame, boy. God damn it, Trump. Why you got to be goddamn ball gargler connoisseur numero uno? Because it is funny. It's so funny because Netanyahu, when he got up there to the podium, first of all, he wouldn't take any questions, right? He was like, "No, we ain't taking no questions." Why you ain't taking questions, Netanyahu? You scared what people are gonna ask? So he wouldn't take any questions. And then one of the first things he got up there, this is crazy. This is really crazy. People say that Israel is running Trump. This is really crazy. No one, if you know Trump, no one runs Trump. No one runs him. He's the strongest presidency. This is how they run him. You start kissing his ass, or you fake kiss his ass, and then Trump is over there like, yes, no one runs me. Like, stop it, you bitch ass nigga. You got a ball stuck. You got one of them fucking matzo balls stuck in your goddamn throat right now. Nigga, what are you talking about, nigga? And he's like, well, no one runs Trump. Well, so first of all, why would you feel the need to say that you don't run Trump if you didn't? Why would that even be a thing? Like, I don't need to deny shit that I'm not doing. If I ain't doing it, I ain't doing it. No, I don't run. What do you mean? We don't run Trump over here. We don't know. Israel runs Trump. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy. Wait a minute. That's one too many crazies, bruh. And that last crazy was a little rickety, nigga. And that excuse me. I had a little something in my throat. Not like Trump. He has balls in his throat. Me, I had actual something in my throat. Now, let me just say, it's crazy. Israel does not run Trump. Okay, is that good? Did you know? Very good now? Yes? No? Like, no, bitch, we don't believe you, motherfucker. Not one bit. Netanyahu, bitch, we don't believe you, motherfucker. And so he got up there and they had a 20-point, they created a 20-point plan. This is the whole thing. I think Netanyahu, bitch, was ambushed because he said, yeah, reverse psychology. That's exactly what he does. But Trump is so damn, he's such a narcissist, he really think motherfuckers is kissing his ass. That's the death of you, of being a narcissist. So, you know, a narcissist is someone who loves themselves to the point of detriment to where they die. Because narcissist was the motherfucker who died looking at himself in the pond. Nigga couldn't swim, nigga fell over looking at his reflection in the pond and died, right? So when people can kiss your ass and then do treacherous shit behind your back because all they have to do is kiss your ass and you believe them when they're telling you that they're not doing it, while all the while they're killing you behind you. But that's terminally narcissistic. So that's what he's doing. So they came up with a 20-point plan. So Trump, Israel bombed Qatar. Basically, Hamas was in Qatar trying to come up. They were negotiating for a peace deal again. This is in fucking Khazaria. Did they hold the old tricks again? They tried to take out the people who are negotiating for peace, which is some absolute bullshit with the permission. There was a permission. It was like, we didn't know America. We didn't know they were going to do that. No, that's bullshit. I don't think Trump and them knew that this time, because Trump got mad because America is actually partners with Qatar. They got a real major partnership. Remember, they gave them that $400 million plane and shit. So America and Qatar got a real, they got real, when they say that, Israel and America's is our greatest ally. No, Qatar is actually an ally. Oil and all the rest of that shit. We don't get shit. America doesn't get shit from New Khazaria, but Qatar, oil, and all the rest of that shit. So Qatar really does. It's a profitable relationship. So Trump was mad when New Khazaria bombed Qatar, and so even at the podium, one of the stipulations was Netanyahu had to apologize to Qatar at the podium this week. We saw, because he said he kind of did it when he first did it. We didn't really know we're sorry, because they killed I think it was one innocent person died, and they didn't even kill the Hamas leadership. They weren't even there. So they killed an innocent person, blew up a whole bunch of buildings and shit. And so they mildly apologized when it first happened. So then Trump was like, man, you got to apologize to these motherfuckers, man. We getting oil from these bitches over there, nigga. What's wrong with you? Like, motherfucker, don't fuck up shit for America, bitch. So Netanyahu, bitch, had to get on the podium. We're sorry. We didn't really mean to bomb Qatar. We're sorry, okay? Okay. Is that better now? Does it feel better now? Should we kiss your boo-boo now, okay? Huh? Do we have to kiss your boo-boo for you? Okay, we're sorry, Qatar. Okay, Qatar. We're sorry. Motherfucker. Like Qatar, like, bitch, I'll beat your motherfucking ass, bitch. So so that had to happen. Then they came out with a 20-point plan to stop bombing over in Gaza. So they said, we're gonna stop bombing in Gaza. Here's a 20-point plan. So let's check out the plan. because Netanyahu bitch was caught off guard by the plan, and he had to agree to it while he was here. Soon as this bitch ass nigga flew back to Israel, he started bombing. He's like, fuck that bitch ass motherfucker Trump. Mr. Trump, we have your balls. We have your balls, Mr. Trump. Don't make me put them in the piranha tank, okay? Okay, Mr. Trump? Do not make me put your balls in the piranha tank. He got back over there and kept bombing. He just, nigga, as soon as he got back, this nigga didn't even, he didn't even think about stopping. This motherfucker, as soon as he got back, nigga, this nigga called in a bomb on the way there. This motherfucker was like, yo, fuck this bitch ass motherfucker Trump. Who the fuck do he think he is? Bomb him right now. Bomb him before he even got back. So check this out.
These two, Netanyahu and Trump, met at the White House where they have unveiled a plan for Gaza, essentially a peace proposal. I think this is more than just a ceasefire is how it's being touted, but it's actually a peace plan. Let's go over what the peace plan is. These two, hold on, let me just show you these two getting together. Oh yeah, there they are, talking, doing things. Netanyahu refused to take questions. Trump said, do you want to take some questions? And Netanyahu was like, he literally did that. And then he says, no, questions later. We'll take questions later. So basically, he can only take scripted questions from friendly reporters, even though Trump said, how about a friendly reporter? You want to take a question from a friendly reporter? And Netanyahu was like, no time for questions. We'll do that another time. All right, let's go over the peace plan. And is this legitimate? Is this real? Supposedly, Netanyahu and Israel have agreed to this peace plan. That's what they're claiming. That is not true. They haven't really totally agreed to this. Netanyahu is balking on this. He is saying in Hebrew different things to his people in Israel than he's saying here to the United States and in English. But let's go over the plan and see if it's any good. Hamas has yet to accept the deal. They said they just received it recently, so they haven't even had a chance to really discuss it. But pretty much a lot of nations are on board with this. The West is on board with this. These are the European nations. The Arab nations are on board with this. Everybody's on board with this except Israel, of course, even though Israel claims to be for it.
Actually, it is. So it is kind of like, it does favor Hamas, and it will actually create a two-state deal, because Trump came out this week and said, I'm not going to allow New Khazaria or Israel to take over Gaza. I won't let them annex it. And they was like, Netanyahu, but Netanyahu said, and so Trump kind of act like he was gangster. I don't care what he said. I'm not going to allow it. So this is him trying to put his foot down to Netanyahu, bitch. I don't give a shit what he said. I'm not going to allow it. Okay, well, we'll see. But apparently that's the word, is that Trump is not going to allow Netanyahu to annex Gaza, right? So then he comes up with this plan. You better accept this plan. But we already know what the real deal is. But apparently, though, it looks like this was pulled behind Netanyahu bitch's back, because he doesn't really want it. Because I said, like, on the way there, this motherfucker's like, fuck Trump, bitch. Bomb him now. So let's see what the plan is.
But here's the plan. The full text of the proposal. It's kind of long, but let's go over it. Gaza will be de-radicalized, a terror-free zone that does not pose a threat to its neighbors. I don't know what that means, but that's what it's saying. Gaza will be redeveloped for the benefit of the people of Gaza who have suffered more than enough. Okay, that's good, because originally Trump had this plan of redeveloping it as like some international zone. If both sides agree to this proposal, the war will immediately end. Israeli forces will withdraw to the agreed upon line to prepare for a hostage release. During this time, all military operations, including aerial and artillery bombardment, will be suspended, and battle lines will remain frozen until conditions are met for the complete staged withdrawal. Within 72 hours of Israel publicly accepting this agreement, all hostages alive and deceased will be returned. Once all hostages are released, Israel will release 250 life sentence prisoners, plus 1,700 Gazans who were detained after October 7th, including all women and children detained in that context. We never hear about that group, right? They're only talking about our hostages. We want our hostages back. And the Palestinians have 1,700 hostages held by the Israelis. The Israelis are talking about a couple hundred at the peak of hostages now, maybe a couple of dozen. Meanwhile, they're holding 1,700, including women and children. Why isn't that ever in the news? For every Israeli hostage whose remains are released, Israel will release the remains of 15 deceased Gazans. Why not release all the... Why not? What harm is it in releasing the dead remains, right? Why hold on to? So why is it for every one Israeli hostage remain, you're going to give 15? Why don't you all just say, you're going to give us all of our dead and we're going to give you all of your dead? Once all the hostages are returned, Hamas members who commit to peaceful coexistence and to decommission their weapons will be given amnesty. Members of Hamas who wish to leave Gaza will be provided safe passage to receiving countries. Upon acceptance of this agreement, full aid will be immediately sent into the Gaza Strip. At minimum, aid quantities will be consistent with what was included in the 19 January 2025 agreement regarding humanitarian aid, including rehabilitation of infrastructure, which is water, electricity, sewage, rehabilitation of hospitals and bakeries, and entry of necessary equipment to remove rubble and open roads. Okay, that's good. Entry of distribution and aid in the Gaza Strip will proceed without interference from the two parties through the United Nations and its agencies, the Red Crescent, in addition to other international institutions not associated in any manner with either party. Opening the Rafah crossing in both directions will be subject to the same mechanism implemented under the 19th of January 2025 agreement. Okay. Gaza will be governed under the temporary transitional governance of a technocratic, apolitical Palestinian committee responsible for delivering the day-to-day running of public services and municipalities for the people in Gaza. This committee will be made up of qualified Palestinians and international experts with oversight and supervision by a new international transitional body, the Board of Peace, which will be headed and chaired by President Donald J. Trump, with other members and heads of state to be announced, including former Prime Minister Tony Blair. I mean, the guy that marched us into Iraq, that guy. This body will set the framework and handle the funding for the redevelopment of Gaza until such time as the Palestinian Authority has completed its reform program as outlined in various proposals, including President Trump's peace plan in the 2020 and Saudi-French proposal, and can securely and effectively take back control of Gaza. This body will call on best international standards to create modern and efficient governance that serves the people of Gaza and is conducive to attracting investment.
So they tried to work out a deal where it was kind of good for Hamas, sort of, because they know there's so this is kind of a poison pill deal, sort of, because it is got some things that Hamas would accept in the deal. There is some things that it would accept, two state, blah, 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 all this and that type of stuff, release of hostages in a certain amount of time, all this type of stuff. But Israel don't want that shit. They want to take over Gaza. That's their whole shit. They want Gaza. Like, nigga, we have a greater Israel plan, plan, and Gaza is in the way, or them Palestinian bitches is in the way. So our plan is to take over Gaza. So Trump is like, nah, you're not doing it. I'm not letting you do it. So, like I said, this is kind of a go around. Netanyahu's back, but Netanyahu bitch runs everything. Because Tucker Carlson, did y'all see how Tucker Carlson ripped? He got into Israel the other day. Let's see. Check this out.
There's a lot going on in the world right now, but if you're on social media, and of course you are, blood Bible against the Jews, who are telling you that there's only one story going on. There's a lot going on in the world right now, but if you're on social media, and of course you are, because it's really America's only remaining news source, you know there's only one story going on, and it's Israel. Everyone online is arguing about Israel, and really they fall into one of two camps, generally speaking. So probably the more aggressive side are the deranged Taliban-level ethno-narcissists who are telling you that any criticism of the secular government of Israel is tantamount to blood Bible against the Jewish people. And if you think that maybe it was not a great idea to arm Joseph Stalin, the greatest murderer in history, then you're a Holocaust denier. Shut up. And then on the other side, a group every bit as obsessed with Jews, the people who hate Jews, who are telling you that anyone who's Jewish is bad by virtue of being Jewish. It's a blood thing. Two things are interesting. One, there are very few kind of conventional Christian voices saying, wait a second, this is a secular government, another country, and it has probably nothing to do with my religion or anybody's religion. And we should never judge people on the basis of their immutable qualities because guilt and virtue are not passed down genetically. But almost no one is saying that. So you really have the ethno-narcissists and the anti-Semites, and they're at war with each other. That's the online picture. What's even more interesting and maybe even more distressing is that in the US government, the conversation, while much more muted, is a mirror of this in that a lot of the conversation is about Israel. Israel, a tiny country in the Middle East, not critical to our national security, by the way. But the conversation, the bandwidth is consumed by questions of Israel. So wherever you stand on Israel, whether you're on one of the two sides just described or neither one of them, you know in your gut that this is bad. If a country like ours, supposedly the most powerful in the world, is devoting all of its time internally to conversations about Israel, it's probably not going in a good direction. There's probably a lot being neglected in favor of this very specific boutique conversation about this tiny little country. It's just not good for anybody, including Israel, by the way. So what's the antidote to this? How do you fix it? Here are 4 things you can do to make the conversation about Israel and the relationship with Israel a lot healthier than it currently is. Here are the 4. The first is get some global perspective on what we're talking about. The United States is a nation of 350 million people. It has some of the deepest natural resources in the world that would include energy and water, agricultural products. The United States, however it's managed, is a powerhouse globally and always will be because its strength is inherent. It's a huge, decisive country in the scope of world history. The United States makes things happen. Israel is not an insult, merely an observation. By contrast, is a tiny and inherently insignificant country, at least geopolitically, in that it has only 9 million people. And no natural resources, no meaningful natural resources. So it is insignificant. It is also physically tiny. It's about the size of New Jersey, famously, but it has a much smaller GDP than New Jersey. It is a much smaller economy than the state of New Jersey. It's an economy about the size of the state of Arizona and almost 1/2 the economy of the state of Massachusetts or Illinois. It just doesn't really matter, actually, if you're looking.
Just so you guys know, Tucker is going scorched earth right now. I don't think I'm gonna play all of it. I'm gonna play a lot. I'm gonna play some of it. But Tucker going scorched earth on these bitches right now because they coming after him. They trying to cancel him. They're trying to take him out the game because of what he's talking about Charlie Kirk and what he's revealing about Charlie Kirk having doubts about Israel the last days. So they're trying to take this nigga out. So he like, fuck this. I'm about to smash on you bitches, right? So he went scorched. He smashed on them in this thing right here.
At a map and thinking through, where does power politics go? Israel's not even on the list. Again, it's tiny. It's got the population of Burundi. It's got a smaller population than Belgium. Like, what is this anyway? And yet, despite its objective insignificance, it is the focus of the conversation, but it's also the focus of the spending. So right now, as we speak tonight, there are 2 THAAD missile batteries in Israel. That's 1/4 of the world's total supply of THAAD missile batteries. The THAAD missile battery is an American-made, very high-tech missile battery that takes incoming missiles out of the sky. And 1/4 of the world's entire supply of these is in Israel right now, manned by U.S. troops, by Americans. In uniform or not, they are American military personnel, and they are manning these batteries to protect Israel. And that shouldn't surprise you, because since October 7, 2023, which is a little less than 2 years ago, the United States has spent at minimum $30 billion defending Israel. Huge. And for some perspective, the entire
$30 billion defending Israel. That's insane. First off, let's look how crazy this shit is. Remember the wall that was supposed to keep out the illegal immigrants? That was only $5 billion. But they gave Israel $30 billion, and they're giving Ukraine $300 billion. Old Khazaria. So New Khazaria and Old Khazaria. And just so you know, Vladimir Zelensky is a Khazarian. In case y'all didn't know, Vladimir Zelensky, or Voldemort, what's his name? Voldemort Zelensky is a Khazarian. So right now, Old Khazaria and New Khazaria has America by the balls. This is all about the Khazarians, the world takeover. What is the term in Revelations in the Bible? The end times, about accepting the mark of the beast and all that. The beast is Israel. The beast in the guy that they was talking about is New Khazaria. That's the beast, and anyone who bows down and accepts their bullshit, you can literally see that they are evil as fuck and killing people, killing babies and all this and that. But if you're able, you just gloss over that. You that person that took the mark. If you're just able to just act like, no, nothing that they're doing, I don't see anything. No, see the up, blunt. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see. And if you one of those people, then you taking the mark. You are one of them people. This is them, those end times. They was talking about market to be. That's what the Khazarians. They're the ones who are trying to take over the world. They really have control of the world. They're the devils, the Khazarian government. They're the ones who've had control over the government for hundreds of years. And now they're losing it, and they don't know what to do. And so when a dying beast, when a beast dies, or when an animal dies, or anybody dies, you reach and you start grasping to save anything you can to save your damn life. When you know you're going down the tubes, and it seems like all is lost, you got to take everything down with you. This is the Khazarians right now.
Entire Israeli military budget before October 7th was about $25 billion. So the United States has put at least $30 billion into defending Israel in less than 2 years. Over the course of its existence, a little less than 80 years, the United States has put $300 billion, at least, those are just the on-books numbers, into supporting Israel. $300 billion. Israel is by far, no one comes close, the largest recipient of U.S. aid over time and currently. So anyone who says, oh, it's just a drop in the bucket, it's totally insignificant, is lying or doesn't know the numbers. By the way, number 2 is Egypt. So why are we spending so much money on Egypt? Well, we're doing it at the request of Israel. So you could probably add that to the tally. It's not an attack. It's merely perspective. We are spending our time, our money, and we're taking enormous risks on behalf of a country that geopolitically is not significant at all. The interesting thing is, most Americans have no idea that this is true. They don't know how disproportionate our attention to Israel and our spending on Israel is relative to the rest of the world. And if you want some sense of how disproportionate, India and China combined, neither of which is a strong ally at the moment, combined represent more than a third of the entire world's population. Both are rivals economically, both are rivals militarily, at least potentially. And our relationship with them has gotten worse, or is at the very least languished, because of our relationship with Israel, because of the bandwidth consumed by tending to it, and also because of some of the inevitable conflicts that have arisen because of our support for Israel, which is engaged in an extremely controversial, which is to say hated war in Gaza, which is not even really a war. It's a massive displacement of people and killing on a grand scale of unarmed people, of unarmed combatants, of civilians, of women and children. And the world sees this, and the world rejects it, and the world hates it. And so Israel's really last remaining ally of size, other than the UK, is the United States. And so there's a huge cost to this. But again, most Americans have no perspective on just how disproportionate our commitment is, because they marinate in lies about this relationship, mostly from our political class, also from the media. But really, if you were to lay the blame on one group in the United States, it's our elected leaders who continuously lie to us about the nature of this relationship, its significance, and they do it generationally. They've been doing it for many decades here, and this is just one example, but the most fun to watch. This is Nikki Haley at the Republican presidential primary debate 2023 describing the United States' relationship with the state of Israel. Watch.
Last thing we need to do is to tell Israel what to do. The only thing we should be doing is supporting them and eliminating Hamas. It is not that Israel needs America. America needs Israel.
It is not that Israel needs the United States. The United States needs Israel. How could that possibly be true? It is in no sense true. In fact, it's one of those lies that's not 3 degrees off the truth. It is a complete inversion of the truth. And the truth, which is obvious to anyone who looks at the numbers or is paying any attention at all, is that Israel could not survive without the United States. That's not an argument for pulling all aid to Israel. It's just an acknowledgement of the physical reality. Israel fights its wars with American backing, with the guarantee, the implied defense guarantee that we have provided for so many years, since at least 1973, 50 years. And its social services are made possible, which are quite generous, made possible by American subsidies. In other words, every dollar that goes to the Israeli military from the United States is a dollar that the nation of Israel can spend on its own people. And so there is no world in which...
And so... So you guys can watch the rest of that because he goes in there. He has also Jeffrey Sachs, who's also a Khazarian, but an anti-Zionist Khazarian who's been killing it, breaking it down, talking the real stuff about Khazaria for the last 40 years. So I suggest go watch the video. But he talks about also how the Khazarians attacked the U.S. liberty. A lot of people don't know how the Khazarians, they were trying to institute a false flag a false flag attack and blame it on the Muslims. So they hit the USS Liberty, killed like 16. I think they killed 16 people, Americans on the ship. America knew it was New Khazaria that did it, and nothing happened. They didn't do anything. Yo, Roger Groves, appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the cash app. Appreciate you, brother. So, New Khazaria. Wait, what'd you say? He says Trump is the troll goat. He said Trump is the troll goat. But so New Khazaria, they killed 16 Americans attacking an American ship. False flag attack. Tried to blame it on Muslims, but America knew it wasn't the Muslims and didn't do anything about it. That's a declaration of war. But they're somehow America's best allies when they attack the ship and kill 16 Americans and you don't do shit about it. All right, yeah. This is some bullshit. So Tucker be killing them. Tucker's going in on them. So hold on. Because the United Nations, but everybody's against him because when he first came over here, Netanyahu went to the United Nations to push his line, push his bullshit. And most of the United Nations walked out except 12 people, Israel and America, the Israeli delegates and the American delegates. Everybody else was like, peace out, bitch. They waited too. They could have left earlier and shit. They waited till he walked his ass up on the podium, pulled out his little speech, pulled out his little speech. As soon as he started talking, they were like, peace out, pimp. And they all got up. Hundreds of them. They just got up and walked out. So that was pretty gangster. They told him EAD. It's in the game. They told him that right off the bat. So luckily, the world is not behind it. But again, the two biggest countries or the two most powerful countries, which are America and Britain, they're still, and these are the two countries that New Khazaria runs. They just happen to own both of these countries, the Rothschilds, and then obviously they they got Trump by the balls. So these are the only two countries that support Khazaria. Everybody else walked out. This is bad. So that means Netanyahu, he has to win, y'all. He sees how bad it is for him. There's no other alternative but for him to win this conflict. He has to do it. Even though he knows that, the publicity about it is going to be terrible. If he wins, all he cares about is the Jewish people are going to back him. That's what he gives a shit about. He's like, if I win, my people going to back me and we run the world. So, and then apparently Netanyahu, Tucker Carlson, when you keep reading, when you keep looking at this, Tucker Carlson talks about how people over in Israel are telling him that who knows Netanyahu is telling them, I own America. I run America. And that's why y'all can't kick me out, because the next person you put in office won't have the same stronghold on America that I do. This nigga is telling people that shit. He's telling people I'm I'm smashing Trump. I'm doing the Pulp Fiction on Trump. God damn. Like this nigga walking around telling niggas he straight smashing you. Wow. And Trump is doing nothing about it. So this lets you know all that fake bravado gangster stuff about Trump is bullshit. When a bigger gangster is in the crib, he not that dude. He not that dude. And the Khazarians are mashing out, because look, this is the other thing that they're doing. Hold on. Let me see. Is this it? Nope. Oh man, where did it go? Hold on, guys. Oops. That's it. Oh, yeah, here it is, right here. So check this out. Look how they created the TikTok symbol with the
is the largest single donor to the IDF, and he a mazel tov to Israel. They've been able to acquire TikTok. Larry Ellison is the largest single donor to the IDF, and he is going to be the largest shareholder in TikTok, as well as Michael Dell, who is also a large donor to the IDF, and the Murdoch family, who also supports the IDF in Israel. I don't know if they've donated money, but I wouldn't be surprised. But this is a win for Israel. Netanyahu even said it for himself. Yes, I understand these people are Americans, except the Murdochs, right? Aren't they Murdochs? Aren't they Australian? So what was the issue? We didn't want China to have control over TikTok, but we're okay if Israel has control over TikTok. Who's going to actually do more censoring?
So there's called crypto Judaism. If you don't understand, crypto Judaism are Jewish people who hide their Jewish heritage in order so they can get farther in the world. So that started back when Jacob Frank and the Sabbatean cult back in 1666, when the Sultan called Jacob Frank to the palace and was like, hey, bitch, because Jacob Frank was telling everybody he was the Messiah, had like 1 million followers, and the Sultan called him and said, hey, you're going to accept Islam or we're going to cut your head off. And he was like, Assalamu alaikum. That nigga walked out. That motherfucker said, Assalamu alaikum, brother. and the Sultan said, yeah, that's what I thought, bitch. And so when Jacob Frank left, he told everybody that they were going to stop worshiping what he was teaching, and then, but on the low, still worship it. And then on the surface, they would be worshiping Islam, but on the low, they would still worship their shit. So that was crypto Judaism. That was the beginning of crypto Judaism. Now, this is what they do. They hide their names. If it's gold, if it's like, so I used to work for a dude he was a real estate developer. I'll give you an example. He's a real estate developer. His actual real name was Jeff Greenberg, but his business name that he used was Jeff Green. Now, usually this is how you can tell that it's a Jewish person with the name Green. If there's an E at the end of their name, that means they're a Khazarian. So Greene, usually that means there's probably Greenberg that they changed it from. So that's crypto Judaism. That's what what's his name? Rupert Murdoch. That's what they are.
Do you think China will censor us more, or do you think Israel will censor us more? Do we have 36 states in the country that have rules against criticizing China? Oh, no, we don't. But we do have 36 states in this country who have laws against criticizing Israel or boycotting Israel. You can't boycott, divest, or sanction Israel or call for that if you want to receive a state contract or have a state job. We have 36 states. So there's clearly more of a threat of Israel owning social media and censoring. This is what Netanyahu had to say about it.
Christian influencers. Okay. He said, we talked about the woke right. He said, I call it the woke right. That's a brilliant. The woke right, because these people, they're not any different from the woke left. I mean, they're insane. They're but they're actually meeting on some of the things. And what we have to do is we have to secure that part of the base of our support in the United States. That is being challenged systematically. A lot of this is done with money. Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster. Okay? We have to fight back.
So he basically, he's holding a conference with a bunch of influencers. A bunch of influencers are in there. First of all, the people who he's calling the woke Reich now are Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, the people who are shitting on him, who's basically breaking off the real truth about Khazaria, about the Israel. She even broke off about they were Khazarians. She even talked about that. She's telling everything, right? So now Candace Owens is the woke Reich, right? She's a Nazi now, right? And so is Tucker Carlson. Now all of a sudden Tucker Carlson is a Nazi because he's telling the truth about Israel. Now all of a sudden he's a Nazi. This is the whole thing they do. This is their game plan. Every time you go against them, anti-Semite, Nazi. That shit is about to be played out. Nobody's gonna give a shit. Somebody's gonna be like, so what? When you call them that, they're gonna be like, so what? Now what? So what, motherfucker? You can call me that all day. So what? Then they're gonna have nothing left when you take away the mystique of it, the old the shame of it. Don't you call me? No, I'm not anti-Semitic. You are. I'm not anti-Semitic. I know. I love all Jews. I jump Jewish people. What happens when people say, and? What happens when people start saying that shit? Just to prove a point. They don't even got to be that. They don't even have to be that. But because you calling them that so much, they're like, so what? I'm in America, bitch. I can be anti anything I want to be. I can be anti Skittles. I can be anti Twizzlers. I can be anti hamburgers. I can be anti pork ribs, bitch. I can be anti fucking mismatched socks. I can be anti whatever the fuck I want to be in America. So that's the point they're getting ready to reach. So they have a bunch of these influencers to try to flip the game. And that's what he's doing right now.
How do we fight back? Money of governments, vaster. Okay? We have to fight back. How do we fight back? Our influencers. I think you should also talk to them if you have a chance. To that community. They're very important. And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of battle. You know, the weapons change over time. You can't fight today with the swords. That doesn't work very well. Okay? And you can't fight with cavalry. That doesn't work very well. And you have these new things, you know, like drones, things like that. I won't get into that.
He's talking about droning people. See, he does that to journalists. He's killed like 300 journalists in the last couple of years since the October 7th shit. He's killed 300 journalists. See, this nigga talking about taking journalists out.
But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefield in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is TikTok, number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be constant.
Now, isn't the president of Israel supposed to be a private? He's supposed to be separate from the business people. So when he goes on camera and mentions that the most important thing going on right now is the sale of TikTok to American Jews, what he's telling you is that these American Jews work for me. Look at that shit. The reason I'm showing all this shit about New Khazaria is because it is a major full court press on your First Amendment, your constitutional rights, but especially your First Amendment right now, because they don't want you to say anything about them. This is the first thing they're trying to take from you. They're on a full court press with the shit right now. They've hired 500 and something social media influencers. $150 million campaign. Each influencer gets $7,000 per post, per pro-Israel post. This is crazy. I'm about to be pro-Israel. Hey, nigga, give me my goddamn yarmulke, bitch. Hey, where my tiny hat, bitch? Nigga, I'll Havlagila the fuck off in this bitch. 7,000 a post? Hey, nothing, y'all, bitch. Hit your nigga up, my nigga. Hey, hit your boy up, guys. What the fuck? Havlagila all day, bitch. So apparently, goddamn. $7,000 a post. 7 grand. Hey, y'all better start a goddamn channel right now. Become pro-Israel. This niggas is throwing money out to motherfuckers. Hold up. So let's finish it up. This is crazy.
Consequential. And the other one, what's the other one? That's most important. X. Mm-hmm. X.
That's right. See, now he's talking about coming after Elon next. X next. They're trying to take control over all the places. I told you, they took over, they bought TikTok, they took over CBS, they have a bid in for CNN. Now these niggas talking about taking over Twitter, X. They're coming for all the goddamn media posts to try to change the narrative, to try to change the game. This is crazy. And they're letting you know we're buying up all the media to shut you up. So, yeah, Israel is taking over America, or they're trying. They're in a full court press to do it right now.
Good. And, so we have to talk to Elon. He's not an enemy. He's a friend. We should talk to him. Now, if we can get those two things, we get a lot. And I could go on other things, but that's not the point right now. We have to fight the fight, okay? To give direction to the Jewish people and give direction to our non-Jewish friends, or those who could be our Jewish friends. Are we going to succeed with everyone? No. Will there be a strong counterpart? Yes.
I didn't think it could happen to me, but just recently someone stole my information and actually bought a car under my name in Texas. While I was standing in the Idaho DMV getting my new driver's license, a thief was driving off the dealer lot pretending to be me. And I only caught it because I was getting bombarded with alerts. Now imagine if I hadn't seen them in time. And this is exactly why today's sponsor, Aura, matters. Sorry. If you've ever wondered how scammers get your personal info, your phone number, your address, even where you supposedly work, it's because of data brokers. These shady companies collect your data and sell it to anyone, from marketers to scammers, and they make billions doing it. They don't.
Sorry, hold on. My computer's getting ready to go out of bat. God damn, the power got knocked out. Well, hold on a second. Yo. Did I leave? Am I back, yo? Am I back? Am I back? I got cut off because the power went out for a second. Did I come back? Yo, let me know. Am I back? Did I come back? I'm good. All right, I'm back. All right, for sure. All right. Damn. So, as you can see, Netanyahu bitch and the Khazarians are trying to take over America. They're the beast. They're the mark of the beast. Accepting anything that they do right now, to me, that's the mark of the beast. That'd be the mark of the beast. He said Trump kissed the wall. Yep. He kissed the ball. He didn't kiss the wall. He kissed the wailing balls. Kiss the wailing balls, Mr. Trump. Not the wailing wall, the wailing balls. So and the last couple of things about how New Khazaria is taking over America. one Turkish student, they got snatched off the street by ICE for writing an article in the school newspaper that was critical of New Khazari. They got their visa revoked. Not saying anything about America, about Israel. They got snatched up off the street by ICE. Now, ICE got all the money in the world now. They got $25 billion a year for the next 3 years to smash on people. It's crazy. That's what that big whack bill did. It gave them $75 billion. So they got $25 billion a year to fuck with people. ICE does. This is how they can offer people $150,000 starting to start, and then give you like a $50,000 signing bonus when you sign up to ICE. That's crazy right now. You can get crazy paid going to ICE. They said the waiting list for ICE is crazy, but they're snatching people off the street for post about Khazari. Not only that was a Turkish student, but then a 20-year military vet, Army vet, he got fired. 20 years. He was in the job, fired because of writing something on Facebook about Khazari, the New Khazarians, and the genocide that's going on over in Gaza. He wrote something on the Facebook and they fired him. American citizen in the military, 20 years serving the goddamn country. And because this motherfucker said something about Israel, you kick him out of the military? Come on, man. This is done. This is a wrap. America's over. America's motherfucking over. That shit is done. That shit is done. So moving along, just so you know, it's moving along. It's moving to the UK because, and the UK is trying to fight back. I said this about a while ago that UK was going to have a revolution about their First Amendment rights. And right now they're trying to stand up because in the UK, they're trying to institute, and this is coming here, you guys, we got to fight back against this shit right now. They're trying to institute mandatory digital ID. So check this shit out. Check this out.
And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that. Because decent, pragmatic, fair-minded people, they want us to tackle the issues that they see around them. And of course, the truth is, we won't solve our problems if we don't also take on the root causes. For too many years, it's been too easy for people to come here, slip into the shadow economy, and remain here illegally. Because, frankly, we've been squeamish about saying things that are clearly true. It's not just that it's not compassionate left-wing politics to rely on labour that exploits foreign workers and undercuts fair wages, but the simple fact that every nation needs to have control over its borders. We do need to know who is in our country. Our immigration system does need to be fair if we want to maintain that binding contract that our politics is built on. Otherwise, it undermines trust, undermines people's faith that we're on their side, and their belief that the state...
This is absolute bullshit. They're not doing this for the immigration. They're doing this as the social credit score. This is the start of it. Digital ID, please.
They can and will work for them.
So I think that's the end of it. So UK digital ID system. If you want to work, I mean, you cannot make money in the UK unless you bow down to this digital ID bullshit. UK, y'all better do something. That dude Tommy Robinson over there, whatever his name is, he trying to spark some revolution over there for free speech. But y'all better get on the ball. The UK, y'all full of shit right now, man. Digital ID? if you want to work, that man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'd be smashing if I was in the UK. Fuck that. I'd be right out there. Fuck that. But see, we grew up in America with this free speech. So it's embedded in our culture, free speech. You're not taking free speech from Americans over here. They'll blow this whole bitch up first before you take their free speech. Allegedly. But UK people, y'all better fight back, goddammit. Y'all you couldn't hear me? My mic was closed. God damn. All right. My mic was closed. God damn it. So basically what I was saying is the UK is implementing, this is the beginning of the social credit score in the UK. And this is coming to America. This is what they have coming to America. But America or UK is fighting back with that Tommy Robinson dude. The Tommy Robinson dude. So anybody over in the UK, y'all need to get with that motherfucker because I said this was coming a long time ago about freedom of speech. The revolution for freedom of speech in the UK was coming. Saw this a long time ago. So anybody in the UK, y'all need to be smashing with that Tommy Robinson dude. There's no way they can implement this in America though. Yo, Brandon Terry, appreciate you. Thank you, brother, for the cash app. They would have a terrible time trying to implement this in America because that's what America is built on. It's free speech. So there's no way like Americans would tear this shit down first before they allow that shit. So, but UK, they don't have anything. They don't have guaranteed free speech. They have free speech, but it's not guaranteed. America is the only place with guaranteed free speech. So, again, I said this shit was coming a long time ago, but that's not even the only thing because after that, they smashed on a little girl for her free speech and raided a lady's house and tried to take the phone. Check this shit out. Check this out.
What was it? Sorry, I don't want the camera. You can come up on the camera. Okay, well, I'm doing this because this is my own house and I am.
So the officer just told the lady in her house to stop filming, first off. So this is the UK. Told her to stop filming. I'm filming. You don't need to film because I'm filming. Don't ever let a police officer tell you to stop filming because they're filming. Hell no. It's so hard to get that footage. And then if it isn't doctored or messed up, don't ever do that.
I'm telling you why I'm so I just need to know why would she's basically viewed post, which is not an arrestable offence. Yeah, exactly. Okay. In May, and you're fine. The only thing is, we need to seize the phone at this current moment. The phone needs to get seized from us, otherwise we will escalate this further. With a voluntary interview. So have you seized anyone else? Is she the only child you're picking on? Voluntary interview. You'll be able to. Have you spoken to anyone else? No, we'll come to the station now. Do you want to let you finish her sentence? Yeah.
Her daughter liked a post on Facebook. They came to seize the phone of the daughter and told her, if we can't get the phone, we're going to take your daughter to jail. What the hell is going on in the UK, man? This is some bullshit.
Yeah, further escalation. Into anyone else?
You say Muslim police? Wait, what'd you say? Muslim police? Hell yeah.
No, we'll come to the station now. Do you want to let you finish her sentence? Yeah, you'll have to get further escalation, unfortunately. That's fine, we'll come to the station now. The phone isn't seized right now. We're not able to basically get the phone. We have to escalate this further, which means your daughter will get arrested. For what? You in a social media post? Is that need to go in order to... No, absolutely not.
See, what this lady didn't understand was they didn't have a warrant to enter the house at all. They couldn't have entered the house to arrest her daughter because they didn't have a warrant. What they did was just threaten her with arrest. Meaning they didn't have, because if they had the authority to come in the house with a warrant, they would have just walked in, but they didn't have it. So they said if this escalates, meaning if we go and try to, then we have to go and convince a judge that we need a warrant to go in. But they would never convince a judge that we need to go seize a 13-year-old girl's phone because of post on Facebook. So they just lied their asses off, but they punked her to get in the house. Yo, Richard Burden, thank you, brother, for the Cash App. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. So, let's see.
What should we do to prevent discrimination evidence? I'm sorry.
Look, she let him in. She got scared. Let him in.
That's fine. I would like you to leave now. I'd like you to leave. Okay. I have nothing more to say to you. Social media posts. I've got nothing more to say. I'd like you to leave. You've harassed this child enough. I'd like you to leave. That's no worries.
The footage of UK police attempting to seize a little girl's phone simply for viewing a social media post has sparked outrage. This isn't just an overreach of law enforcement. It represents the rise of political policing in Keir Starmer's Britain. When even children can be targeted, the question becomes urgent. If the government can intimidate kids, what will they do to adults who speak out more forcefully? This moment is more than an isolated incident. It's a warning sign that the line between security, free speech, and human rights is being dangerously blurred.
Yeah, the mother kind of knew her rights, but she didn't really because she let him in. She shouldn't have let him in the house. See, do not let police officers in your house unless you're sure they have a warrant. They will lie and all this and that type of stuff. They have to have a warrant. And it has to be a search warrant if they want to search your house. And if they're coming into your house to arrest somebody, it has to be an arrest warrant. 2 different types of warrants. And they cannot search your house on an arrest warrant. You understand? Let me say that again. Police officers cannot search your house on an arrest warrant, meaning if they come to your house looking for somebody who they have an arrest warrant for, and they think they're in the house, they say, let me in the house. And then when they're in the house, they start searching shit. They can't do that. On an arrest warrant, even if they have an arrest warrant to come in and search the house for the person, they can only search where a person could be, meaning they can't search in the closets, in drawers, unless they're looking for a midget. That's the only way they can, unless they're looking for Gary Coleman. That's the only way they can come in the house like that. So, or search private things like the closets. I mean, not a closet, but drawers and cabinets and shit like that. So, UK, honestly, there's a fight for freedom of speech around the world going on. There's a free speech revolution around the world. People have been, just apathetic to the taking away of the free speech for so long. They just taken for granted for so long, and then when they started to take it away, people were like, no, they can't take away free speech. There's no way they can. And slowly they start to erode your freedom of speech rights. A little bit here, TikTok there, little Twitter here, little Instagram there, little Facebook here. And governments can't do that, but these private businesses who have taken the role of governments, they can do it now. These corporations have actually become government utilities. And so now, what is it? They can basically and it's not really, because if the government told them what to do, then you would still have a remedy against the government. But if the government can insinuate and just allude to what they want, knowing that the corporation will do it because they want to get in good with the business, or excuse me, they want to get in good with the government, that they'll just do it because they know we want it done and they want to get in good, or they don't want, not even get in good with us, but they don't want us on their ass as the government. No dick. So these corporations will erode your rights instead of the government. And this is what's been happening. And so there's a fight back, there's a pushback around the world for freedom of speech. And so don't marginalize it. Everybody in America, I know melanated people, we talk so damn much, we just think we're able to talk no matter what. That's not the way it is. So get on your game, man. Tell him. Real quick, a side note before I move into the next news. I was supposed to talk about before I started this was, has anybody ever thought about moving to Thailand? And then you niggas thought about moving to Thailand, or even just to Asia. I think Asia is going to be the next big come up for melanated people, especially melanated people from America. Because I don't know if you guys have seen the cost of living over there. First of all, Thailand is modern as hell. It's not like flies and fucking no roads and shit. No, Thailand is like New York. Thailand looks like New York or Los Angeles. But Bangkok looks like New York. It's actually better. It's cleaner and even more modern. Crazy. I mean, I don't know how YouTube sent me some video. I watched a video, a foreign video, and then YouTube started sending me all these damn videos. And I don't know how I got on Thailand, but it's a brother over there. I think his name is Isaiah Ashley. You can go check out his channels. He has dope channels where he interviews melanated people who from America who went to Thailand and are balling out the game right now. I mean, balling out of control. You understand me? And I'm like, why in the hell would you live over here in squalor in the hood with bums and gangsters and drugs and all the rest of that, living in a damn closet, living in an oven, when you can go live like a goddamn king and queen in Thailand? Do you understand how much they're paying for rent? Like this one dude had a 5-bedroom house, 5 bathrooms, 5-bedroom house, 5 bathrooms, had the pool, had the outside, had the garden outside. I mean, this fool had the whole trimming. This fool was paying. I want to slap shit out of this dude. This dude was paying $600 a month. And the rooms, each bedroom was like a goddamn concert hall. It wasn't like no tiny ass bedroom. Now, this is the house away from the city. Now, in the city, the rooms are smaller, but you can get a 1-bedroom in a super Beverly Hills type condo. I mean, better than Beverly Hills. I used to train in condos in Beverly Hills and in these luxury apartments and places in Beverly Hills. These places in Thailand are 20,000 times better than these places. And people are living in there for $300 a month. This one dude, he lived in the best damn building I've ever seen in my life. It's like a compound. It had 4 swimming pools, 1 on the top. It's next to the lake. So on the swimming pool at the top, you get to overlook the lake. He has like 70 different food shops down at the bottom of his condo and shit. Gourmet food that cost $3. $3 goddamn dollars. I was like, what? Healthy gourmet food for $3. I was like, this is fucking insane. So dude was paying for his place to live in that place $380 a month. To live around all that, 4 swimming pools. He had a park in his building. He had a track in his building. He had a boxing Muay Thai gym in his building. These motherfuckers had cleaners and laundry mats in the building. They got, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, people, melanated people. I'm tell you right now, if I wasn't doing this Know Your Rights fine, and even after I get it established, I'm probably gonna go and get me a crib over in Thailand. Honestly, me and she know who she is. we gonna go get us a crib in Thailand. And so this is, I'm telling you right now. Yo, my back. So it's gonna be a little touch and go because so I'm gonna go through the stories because I have this second screen that's attached to my shit and it's draining my power out of the computer. So let me get to these stories real quick so I can play these videos. And then, but Thailand. Thailand, y'all better get your asses to Thailand. Let me tell you right now. But check out Isaiah, what is his name? Isaiah Ashley. It's called the Isaiah Ashley Show. That's his channel, the Isaiah Ashley Show. And watch all those goddamn places that are crazy. I'm trying to tell you. Those places are $380 a month for a damn palace. People are living like a king. I pay like $2,000 a month. Do you know what I could get in Thailand for $2,000 a month? God damn. I could buy three apartments. And it's not like it's you living in squalor. You are living in the utmost modern, you living like a fucking god and goddess when you living over there. So trust me, go check that shit out. Shit is crazy. So you said Isaiah Ashley? Yeah, I think, the Isaiah Ashley Show. Yep, that's it. The Isaiah Ashley Show. I mean, and he only interviews melanated people who came from America over to Thailand, and every single one he interviewed are like, I ain't never coming back. They're like, nigga, this is the best goddamn thing I've ever experienced in my life. I ain't never coming back. Like, and every one of them, this is pure bliss. I can do whatever I want to do. They got so much money. They stacking money. So you go over there, stack your chips. Which right now you got to have like some type of internet business, or you can't. It's hard to get jobs over there. But if you got some type of internet business, or you in the stock game or something like that, you can stack chips, come back over here, and be. This is how you come up. I'm telling you, melanated people. You can stack your chips over in Philippines, Malaysia. Especially Thailand, though. Thailand is like America. It's like Los Angeles or New York over there. And so you can live like you live over here, but ball the hell out. So moving along, the Trump feds have entered Memphis with a bang. So let's check this out before my computer runs out. Real quick. Let's see if we can find this. I told you this was coming. Hold on. Oops. Oh, wait, not this one. Sorry. Hold on. Not this one. Oops. Hold on 1 second. Oh, here it is.
In phases. 13 different agencies will.
There's no city in America that has access to the resources we're about to get.
Now, you will start to see them here next week, but the whole process will be in phases. 13 different agencies will be working together over the next few weeks. Memphis is also getting a big boost in state troopers with more than 300 members of Tennessee Highway Patrol. The governor said that nearby cities and states may be asked to hold anyone arrested in the crime crackdown if 211 Poplar gets too full.
The Guard will not be making arrests. The Guard will not be armed except and unless the local law enforcement makes requests for that. So this is mission dependent. If that's what's necessary to support the Memphis Police Department, then that will be a decision that's made at the time.
Now, they will officially be here starting Monday. Governor Lee said he's been working with the federal government and other local enforcement to get these plans going, and you will see them again next week. The authorization has officially been made.
Well, Memphis Mayor Paul Young and Memphis Police Chief C.J. Davis also spoke on the federal response to Memphis.
There's a lot of feelings, passionate emotions, whether you're for it or against it. But as the leader of our city, my goal is to make sure that as resources come into our community, we find ways to use them effectively and for the benefit of the residents of our great city.
As many of you know, the Memphis Police Department and local law enforcement have asked for several years to have more federal law enforcement support. We are pleased to know that there are 13 agencies that will be working with us over the next few weeks so that we can see a difference in our city.
Boy. So we got to talk about the Trump crime crackdown coming to Memphis, Tennessee. Okay, now the reason why this is happening and the liberal media and the Democrats can't boo-hoo on and cry about it is because Tennessee has a Republican governor, and the Republican governor has agreed to work with the Trump administration. So you have the federal government and the state government agreeing that, the feds can come in and crack down on crime in one of the most dangerous cities, not just in the United States of America, but the world, Memphis, Tennessee. Okay, and let's just say Stephen Miller, who seems to be leading this crime crackdown,
y'all better get y'all butts over to Know Your Rights Foundation
to work with federal law enforcement in order to make Memphis safe again. And I gotta tell you guys, I am super excited to see the results of this Trump crime crackdown. This is probably one of the most exciting.
Very definition of a coon Cajun right here. Actually, just quiet as kept. This is where the word came from. I was watching him talk crazy about police stops and how you should lick the police officers So, my bad. So the computer, damn. Yo, can y'all hear me? Hold on. I don't know what the hell happened to my camera. Oh, there it is. All right. So hold on. Told you my computer is damn near dead, so I have to get this second screen off because it keeps draining power. So let's get through these videos. I need to show you though. Here we go. This is coming for America.
Stories that I've covered in a long time because nothing makes me more excited than cracking down on crime and making communities safe for law-abiding citizens. Take a look.
To the Memphis Police Department, to the officers that I see sitting in front of me, we are about to provide you with a level of support you cannot even imagine. This isn't just a task force. This is a all of government unlimited support operation. ATF, DEA, FBI, ICE, Department of War, every resource we have. And they're not going to be sitting behind a desk at a keyboard. We are sending in real cops with guns and badges to go out with you on the street every single night making arrests. These are people who have taken down drug cartels, kingpins, the worst criminal offenders in the United States, standing with you shoulder to shoulder to shoulder. All we ask from you is to show up at roll call every single night with your brothers and sisters in the federal government and to go out and get the criminals off the street. And if you do that, I pledge to you, we will liberate this city from the criminal element that has plagued it for generations. This is not just a strategy shift. This is an attitude shift. We are not going to live in an environment anywhere where there is a street that belongs to a criminal, where there is a neighborhood that belongs to a gang, where there is any physical space anywhere that belongs to anyone other than the law-abiding citizens and families of Memphis. The idea that there is a square inch of block in this city where a citizen doesn't feel safe is unacceptable. This is Memphis. This is a block other than the that belongs to a gang, where there is any physical space anywhere that belongs to anyone other than the law-abiding citizens and families of Memphis. The idea that there is a square inch of block in this city where a citizen doesn't feel safe is unacceptable. This is Memphis. This is the United States of America, and all that bullshit is done. It's over. It's finished.
Boy, I love it. I absolutely love it. I love it.
So yeah, that's where the coon Cajun phrase came from this guy. I made it up when he was talking shit about you should lick police officers' butthole whenever they violate your rights. So Miller though is crazy. Stephen Miller is off the chain though. That motherfucker said this bullshit is over. I'm trying to tell you. I've been trying to tell you for a minute. They about to try to smash on the people around here. So in case you was wondering, this is what's coming for your ass. So check this out. There's also, because some people are, check this out. The reason they're doing this is because police officers don't have help.
Okay, because the people there, the citizens there, they're feeling it. They're feeling the pain and suffering that comes with high crime in cities like Memphis.
Dog, I have never seen a city like Memphis that don't want law and order. Y'all have been wilding so long that y'all think it's normal, dog. Motherfuckers down here, you can't go to a concert without them breaking into your car. Y'all snatching grandmas out their cars at the motherfucking light just to crash that shit. Grandma done worked 20 years at Kroger. Family bought her a motherfucking 2022 Nissan Altima, and you stole it, wrecked it. And now she left with nothing, gang. But y'all's complaining about national. That's just one story, one instant. Y'all complaining about the national.
Hold up. Man. Come on, bro. What's going on with the video? Come on, YouTube. Hold on, reloading. So, as you can see, let me go back.
The reason why this is happening and on the cry about it is because Tennessee has a Republican government.
I may have to take the second screen off, guys, and we have to go without
every single
the
night
video
making arrests.
I was going to show y'all.
And if you want to create opportunity, especially for black folks, right, in
Sorry,
the
guys.
city, you have to clean up crime. That has to be a priority. Pain and suffering that comes with high crime in cities like Memphis.
Dog, I have never seen a city like Memphis that don't want law and order. Y'all have been wilding so long that y'all think it's normal, dog. Motherfuckers down here, you can't go to a concert without them breaking into your car. Y'all snatching grandmas out their cars at the motherfucking light just to crash that shit. Grandma done worked 20 years in Kroger. Finally bought her a motherfucking 2022 Nissan Altima, and you stole it, wrecked it. And now she left with nothing, gang. But y'all was complaining about national. That's just one story, one instant. Y'all complaining about the National Guard, state troopers, and all this. Memphis Police Department has been operating under 50% for the last year since damn near COVID. They don't have officers to enforce these laws. They have no help out here, bro. We need all the help we can get between the real crime, the hard crime, and when I say hard crime, real crime, I mean the robberies, murderers, sexual offenses, things like that. We still gotta deal with traffic control. I don't know about y'all. I was involved in a hit and run earlier this year. Hit my shit, tore my front end up, and kept going. MPD still ain't caught them, okay? They don't have the resources to catch every. It's probably a hit and run every day in Memphis. Man, these folks can't keep up with that shit. We need help, dog. We need help. My child grow up in this city. Your children growing up in this city. Why don't y'all want help?
And the new federal task force in Memphis has already made an impact. Like, for example, Pam Bondi announced 93 arrests made in 72 hours by the Memphis Safe Task Force. Now, here's the thing. Part of the reason why you're seeing these arrests, again, is because you have more law enforcement out on the roads. And this is something that, again, people are noticing and they're picking up on.
So check it out. Oops.
What I'm trying to tell you, listen, y'all can sit here and play with these state troopers, these National Guards, all these police, all these. I'm telling y'all, y'all gonna lose. Y'all gonna lose, man. Y'all better get somewhere to sit down because it's hot everywhere. Every side of the city is hot. They got to chop in the sky right now. Ain't nobody getting away, man. They pulling over anything that moves, man. Y'all out here want to play. Tell them they trying to make an example out of everybody, anybody out here with anything going on. You got in motion, man. Want to get some slow motion, get somewhere and get laid up. I'm telling you, man, they out here grabbing y'all left and right. I'm telling you.
This video is for my Memphians and my Memphians only. Baby, it's hot as hell outside. And I don't mean the 90-degree weather, okay? It is hot as hell outside. Baby, do not get your ass on that highway. Keep your ass on the main roads. And if your tags is not right, keep your ass on the back roads because they is out. They is not playing. I don't know where they find these sheriffs, where they find the cops at in Memphis, who gave them battery packs down, because we used to outrun the cops on the highway. They used to look at us as we going 90 miles per hour around them. Now they ain't playing no games. You don't got your seatbelt on, a ticket. You 5 miles over the speed limit, a ticket. Your tags, you got them drive-out tags, a ticket. If your car look like it don't supposed to be on the road, which we know that's how it go down here, ticket. Y'all better stay home and stay safe.
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that. Already created impact, right? It feels like there's more law enforcement in Memphis already. I'm gonna explain to you guys.
So Memphis is getting the smash down. I told you this about 2 weeks ago, even last week. I said they just had to set it up. Now they smashing. How many hundreds of arrests in the first damn few days? See, this is the messed up thing. Crime, or the face of crime, has taken on the melanated face. No matter if we like it or not, no matter what the statistics and the statistics go down, all that, whatever. The main statistics say that 60-something% of the crime is committed by melanated people. This is what Trump is going on. He don't give a shit about your feelings and none of that. That is bullshit. Is racist. He don't care about none of that. He don't give a shit about none of that. What he believes in these cities, that most melanated people, or people look like, who look the same, melanated or Hispanic, they're doing most of these crimes, then that's who he's snatching up. That's who he's snatching up. Now, a lot of these people are mercenaries. They are. They're hiring. So the Blackwater cats, it was some old Blackwater. Somebody put that in here too. You must have seen the same report. So the Blackwater dude who was on Patrick Bet David podcast, him and his sister is somebody in Trump's administration is his sister. The dude who ran Blackwater, the Black Ops thing, where they took over Iraq. After they took over Iraq, Blackwater's the one that held it down. So Blackwater, the head of Blackwater, his sister is somebody in Trump's administration. I forgot who his sister was, but somebody's in Trump's administration. I think maybe the McMahon chick, the Ed McMahon's wife, or something like that. Not Edmund, but what's his name? Not Ed McMahon, but Vince McMahon's wife. I think that may be his sister. He may be kin to her. But so that's who's doing this. That's why they snatching. They don't give a shit about your rights. They're doing mercenary shit like they was doing over in Iraq. So if you don't know your rights and know how to stop them, they're gonna smash you. Now, of course, the coon Cajun, he loves it. He believes this is what he voted for and all this and that. Like, no, motherfucker, this is not what you voted for. They're smashing on people's constitutional rights. So let's watch this, because this is Chicago. Because I told you how they were trying to get around in Chicago. They were sending ICE to Chicago because they couldn't send the military lawfully. They couldn't send the National Guard in lawfully unless they had the okay of the mayor or the governor. And they was like, and they on that bullshit, that woke bullshit. We don't need any of that. While the mayor has 100 police officers guarding his ass, and so does the goddamn governor. They both got 100 police officers guarding them both, but they don't need, the people in the hood don't need police. You don't need police, only me. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I'm just gonna say it. You'll be all right. Me, I need it. You don't need it. Like, wait a minute, motherfucker. So Trump he found a workaround. Like I said, he sent in ICE. However, ICE has the same arresting powers as regular police. So what he's doing is smashing on people, and he's using ICE as police officers. Like, yo, if you got a warrant, no matter if you're a legal immigrant or not, he's snatching you up. Here we go. Watch this. Here we go. Most of these dudes don't look like no immigrants, do they? And they don't look like illegal immigrants. What illegal immigrants wearing do-rags? It's some illegal immigrants, but a lot of these cats don't look like illegal immigrants. They look like Pookie and Ray Ray.
And she says they took everyone and then asked questions later.
They just treated us like we were nothing.
Patricia Fisher said she came out to the hallway of her apartment complex on the corner of 75th and South Shore Drive in her nightgown around 10 Monday night, only to find ICE agents yelling police.
It was scary because I've never had a gun put in my face. They asked my name and my date of birth and asked me, did I have any warrants? And I told them no, I didn't.
She said she was then handcuffed and released around 3 a.m. Fisher says she was told if anyone had any.
See? Now, what happened was, first of all, she shouldn't have came out of her house. They couldn't have gone in her house without a warrant. Because if that was the case, they would have arrested everybody in the building. They didn't. They can't go in your house without a warrant. However, she came out to the hallway and they snatched her up based off of suspicion that she might have been one of the people. However, suspicion is not a crime. They need to have suspicion that you are who they're looking for. Reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime. And then how do I fit that reasonable, articulable suspicion? What's happening? What am I doing that leads you to believe that I'm an illegal immigrant? So these are things, if they had known how to say this to the police officers, they wouldn't have been messed with. They wouldn't have gotten handcuffed. They can't handcuff you. They can't detain you without reasonable, articulable suspicion. However, if you don't know that and if you don't know how to communicate that to the police officers and do that on camera, everything you do, you got to get it on camera or else you're fucked. Just saying. Anytime you confront the police officers, it needs to be on camera. So because the fact that she didn't know this, she got snatched up. And don't think that you don't need to know this. You think, oh, that's just happening to her. Okay. You think she needed to know her rights, that that feds is going to come up in the building, smashing, knocking, kicking in doors and shit? All right, this is where you at now. Tried to tell you.
Any kind of warrant out for them, even if it was unrelated to immigration, they would not be released. Citizen App video shows the chaotic scene overnight. Neighbors tell us there were dozens of ICE agents.
Come around the corner because they was bringing the kids out too. Had them dip tied to each other. That's all I kept asking. Where's the morality? Where's the human? One of them literally laughed. He was standing right here. He said, them kids.
Fuck the kids.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So I gotta tell you guys, the thesis of this video is going to be the Trump administration.
So they said, the ICE officer said, fuck them kids. Now, I don't know if he actually said that. That's he could have been joking. I don't know. But that is something that when you joking, black people say, fuck them kids. Now, I don't know if it was the race of the person who did it, but this is what you in for when you don't know your rights. I tried to tell y'all, god damn it. This is what you in for when you marginalize your rights like that. Just think, oh, everybody got that. Everybody don't need to know. No one needs to know their rights. Oh, everybody got right. Okay. This is where you're at now.
Promises made, promises kept. Right. That should be the slogan of the.
Let's get to the report.
Effort. Immigration being, and the reason why is because with the big beautiful bill, ICE is receiving $75 billion over the next few years, probably about $25 billion a year. Okay, which is bigger than you can get away, right?
Hold up.
Treated inside
a hospital.
Also breaking this afternoon, ICE agents handcuff and threaten to detain Chicago Alderperson Jesse Fuentes in Humboldt Park.
Fuentes had been asking the agents to show an arrest warrant for a person being treated inside that health facility. WGN's Angelica Sanchez is live in Humboldt Park. What can you tell us right now, Angelica?
Good afternoon to you both. Well, Alderwoman Jesse Fuentes.
So he tried that out in Clubhouse with us.
Yeah, I thought I heard you. Yeah. He has constitutional rights. Do you have a sign? No, you need to leave. Turn around. Turn around. He is under. I'm under arrest. You were going to be placed under arrest. Do you have a sign? You need to leave.
By registration, come here, please. Well, Alderwoman Jesse Fuentes was joined by dozens of people, including other elected leaders outside this hospital, demanding that ICE let an immigration attorney speak with an undocumented man inside. She says that it's when she was asking for a warrant that she was detained. Video from the Citizen app shows Alderwoman Fuentes asking for that warrant, saying that the man had constitutional rights. She says she was put in handcuffs and later released when she challenged ICE agents, asking what law she was breaking for her to be arrested.
So this is why you need to know the law. She don't have any goddamn authority to walk up to ICE agents and ask them for a warrant. She doesn't work for the goddamn the hospital or wherever the hell they work. You don't work there. You're not a representative of the hospital. So therefore, you have no right to walk up to ICE agents and ask them for a warrant. You have nothing to do with this. And if you do that, and you try to block them from doing their business, it's called obstruction. See, this is lawfully, it's called obstruction. If you are his lawyer, then yeah, you can do that. But you're not his lawyer. You're an alder chick or alder dude. You can see motherfucker try to be a dude. So that's an alder chick dude, an alder dude chick. So, but you're not a lawyer and you're not his lawyer. That's the main thing. You're not his lawyer, and you don't represent the hospital, none of that shit. So you didn't have any right to walk up to him and start asking for any warrants or anything like that. Or it was obstruction. They told you to get the fuck on. They told you a bunch of times to bounce, and you didn't. So therefore, that's why you got snatched up. Oh, snap.
For the individual that they were detaining. They were going to get detained or deported.
Hold on, let me go back.
Exactly how this man breaking for her to be arrested. We have reached out to ICE for comment on this incident. I've yet to receive a response. Alderwoman Fuentes says the undocumented man inside the hospital is roughly 37 years of age. It's not known exactly how this man broke his leg or how this all unfolded. She says that she wants an immigration attorney to speak with them.
People deserve to get medical attention and not fear that they're going to get detained or deported. And so I arrived to the emergency room in which the ICE agents were sitting in the room with the individual. Outside of that room, I asked the ICE agents if they had a judicial warrant for the individual that they were detaining.
See, the problem with this clown, because that's what she is, she's a clown, okay, is that ICE is already in the patient's room. They're already in a private area. So because they're already in a private area, it is safe to assume that they've...
So let's get back to the, hold on. So this is the story of the people.
So that's the first story, right? Now, the second story I talk about was this ICE operation that happened in Chicago, the Chicago neighborhood. And these people were acting like this was a military invasion. Like they're telling these very crazy stories that...
Watch, here we go. Here's Chicago. This is coming, Chicago.
These agents who are covering their faces, they have snipers with scopes on them. They're like fucking pointing it at these peaceful protesters. You got these big armored vehicles all over the place. You have these drones, these menacing drones flying all over the place. Again, this is all to go after peaceful protesters at an ICE facility in Illinois. So, ladies and gentlemen, this truly does not look like the United States of America anymore. It just doesn't. When you have peaceful protesters just, using their First Amendment rights as any free citizen is able to do under our Constitution, and you have you have these armed thugs who look like they're in the middle of a heavy war zone, right? Just totally decked out in like camouflage gear and bulletproof vests and covering their face and with the snipers pointing at people. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy what we're looking at here. So every single day we descend deeper and deeper into hell. And I just hope people out there are not.
You say you got the right to run. 3, 2, 1, go. Tase your ass for you get 3 yards.
Asleep. You have to, don't look away. I know it's hard, but you can't look away. You need to understand and you need to not comply with this bullshit. All right, but it gets even worse. You ready for this? So there's this horror story coming out of, I believe it's Chicago. This ICE story is really next level. This has to be one of the worst of all the ICE stories. And you guys know we've covered all of them, and there's been a lot of bad ones. So listen to this. So ICE agents repelled from Black Hawk helicopters in the middle of the night and detained U.S. citizens. They grabbed everyone at an apartment complex. And
Patricia Fisher said she came out.
Period.
Hold on. Wait,
That's the
conservative perspective. Yo, the conservative perspective. Hey, what's that? Seal the deal. Seal off the chain. Conservative perspective. Great goddamn, hey, great one.
Peaceful protesters at an ICE facility in Illinois. So, ladies and gentlemen, this truly does not look like the United States of America anymore. It just doesn't. When you have peaceful protesters just, using their First Amendment rights as any free citizen is able to do under our Constitution, and you have you have these armed thugs who look like they're in the middle of a heavy war zone, right? Just totally decked out in like camouflage gear and bulletproof vests and covering their face and with the snipers pointing at people. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy what we're looking at here. So every single day we descend deeper and deeper into hell. And I just hope people out there are not asleep. You have to, don't look away. I know it's hard, but you can't look away. You need to understand and you need to not comply with this bullshit. All right, but it gets even worse. You ready for this? So there's this horror story coming out of, I believe it's Chicago. This ICE story is really next level. This has to be one of the worst of all the ICE stories. And you guys know we've covered all of them, and there's been a lot of bad ones. So listen to this. So ICE agents repelled from Black Hawk helicopters in the middle of the night and detained U.S. citizens. They grabbed everyone at an apartment complex and even zip-tied the children.
Repelled from helicopters, y'all. These ICE agents repelling from helicopters, nigga. This is what is that? Call of Duty? God damn.
Together. Quote, they had the black people in one van and the immigrants in another van, said one witness. One agent literally laughed and he said, and I quote, fuck them kids.
Yeah, so I definitely think that a lot of these reports that are coming out of Chicago about this raid are exaggerated. Okay. I think it is plant meat for Blue Anon, right? And I say plant meat because we know the leftists, liberals don't eat real meat, right? So they feed them plant meat, right? So I think that, yeah, there's a good chance that, you know.
Hold on. So let me, hold on. Let me move this. So let me move forward to the people who's talking. So this is Pritzker.
Great. It's harassing.
So somebody said Pritzker had mob ties. He's actually his family is he's part of the, what is it? Not the Hilton family, one of the hotel families. He's like his family's the billionaire people who own one of them hotels.
Level media, they got what they want, right? And they're currently panicking.
ICE is running around the loop harassing people for not being white. Just a year ago, that was illegal in the United States. Now ICE is making it commonplace. That's not making America great.
Hi again, everybody. It's now 5 o'clock in New York. Mere hours after Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker said that, a terrifying scene unfolded in Chicago. Around 300 federal agents descended on an apartment building in the South Shore neighborhood. They forced their way inside and began raiding people's homes. From reporting in the Chicago Sun-Times, quote, armed federal agents in military fatigues busted down their doors overnight, pulling men, women, and children from their apartments, some of them naked. Residents and witnesses said.
You see it? Why? Look, this is the
Reporting in
rappel.
the
This is what
Chicago
they talking
Sun-Times.
about. The helicopter.
Shore neighborhood. They forced their way inside and began.
So that ain't regular wind. That must be helicopters. Homeboy wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. Look at the wind blowing them goddamn trees. That ain't a hurricane, bitch. It ain't the windy city. That ain't because it's the windy goddamn city. Those are helicopter blades blowing the shit out of them, blowing the shit out of those trees.
100 federal agents descended on an apartment building in the South Shore neighborhood. They forced their way inside and began raiding people's homes. From reporting in the Chicago Sun-Times, quote, armed federal agents in military fatigues busted down their doors overnight, pulling men, women, and children from their apartments, some of them naked. Residents and witnesses said.
All right, so here's the thing. We don't have the video of the naked adults and allegedly naked children, right? We don't have that video, okay? I'm not saying I want to see that video.
See, he be cooning off of these goddamn police officers all the time. That's all they do. The police officers can never do no wrong to the conservative, coon Cajun, the coon Cajun conservative. No one can ever, they can never do wrong in his eyes, no matter what. And so he don't believe these stories without having any evidence that they're lying. He can't believe it because it would mess up his whole narrative of how police officers don't hurt you if you don't do anything about it, you just follow the law and all that's bullshit. Police officers will violate your rights 8 to 9, 10 times out of 10. No matter what, even if they're not trying to, they're just on autopilot. And a lot of their procedures are built to violate your rights. So they don't even understand a lot of times when they just doing it. They just be on autopilot and do it. Not even a lot of times. I'm going to say a lot of times. A lot of times they do know when they're violating your rights, but sometimes they don't know because they're on autopilot. But this motherfucker thinks that all you got to do is just follow police officers, kiss their ass, and nothing will ever happen to you. That's the day I called him Coon Cajun when he had a video talking about that shit. So he can't believe the stories because it messes up his whole narrative.
I don't want to see the video, but if that video actually existed, which
we're gonna move to the story to that. Sorry, hold on.
And I don't think the impact is gonna be what they are trying to achieve.
Agents approached or entered nearly every apartment in the 5-story building, and U.S. citizens were among those detained for hours, end quote. Take a listen to this chilling local news report on what happened.
I spoke to one woman who actually lives in this building, and she said she was detained by ICE agents overnight, and she says they took everyone and then asked questions later.
They just treated us like we were nothing.
Patricia Fisher said she came out to the hallway of her apartment complex on the corner of 75th and South Shore Drive in her nightgown around 10 Monday night, only to find ICE agents yelling police.
It was scary because I've never had a gun put in my face. They asked my name and my date of birth and asked me, did I have any warrants? And I told them no, I didn't.
She said she was then handcuffed and released around 3 a.m. Fisher said she was told if anyone had any kind of warrant out for them, even if it was unrelated to immigration, they would not be released.
See, they snatching people up. See, this is him doing the policing in disguise. They're snatching up anybody if you got a warrant, no matter what, and they holding you. They throwing everybody in jail, melanated or Hispanic. They coming for your ass. Trump is, because he, again, crime, the face of crime is melanated and Hispanic, really melanated people in America. So he believes if I get most of these people in the hood off the street, if you got a registration violation, if you got warrants, if you got anything, this motherfucker is throwing everybody in jail if you got the slightest goddamn hiccup in the law. This is why you have to be versed on what they can and they can't do when they roll up to you. It's on and popping now. And again, $25 million. This is the first goddamn year, y'all. You got 3 more years of this shit. I don't mean to be laughing, but I'm laughing because I told you motherfuckers about this shit years ago. So you should have got your ass on board years ago. Now it's here.
Citizen app video shows the chaotic scene overnight. Neighbors tell us there were dozens of ICE agents. Neighbors like Ebony Watson says they ducked for cover as they heard several flashbangs go off.
They was terrified. The kids was crying. People was screaming. They looked very distraught. I was out there crying when I seen the little girl come around the corner because they was bringing the kids out too. Had them zip tied to each other. That's all I kept asking. Where's the morality? Where's the human?
Yep.
One of them literally laughed. He was standing right here. He said, them kids.
Fuck the kids.
Look, you cursing on NBC.
Yo, PS Nell is so dramatic, bro.
Hey,
does anybody really believe that?
She cursing on NBC. And yeah, I believe they said it. See, look how he laughing. Like, police officers, they would never say fuck the kids. Yes, they would. They say that shit all day. I've seen police officers violate, basically going to a child's, basically with a strip search, a child basically damn near grape him. He was a 14-year-old kid. He looked like he was old. So the police officer just violated his right. Just start smashing him up, him and some other homies that they had on the street. But the big tall dude, they just went all in his drawers, everything, just violated all his rights. Didn't have any reasonable suspicion he did anything. So yeah, I believe they'll be like, fuck them kids. See, this is the coon Cajuns. All you gotta do, just kiss their boots, man. Just lick their boots, man. If you lick them, just do a good licking. You lick it really good, you just gotta get the corners. You know what I'm saying? It may be scuffed under the toe. You just gotta get in there, man. Get into crevices. If you really do it good, they'll fucking leave you alone, man. They'll only beat you like 5 times. See, you're trying to get beat more than 5 times. If I lick their boots, only 5 times for me. Like, bitch, if you don't get your bitch ass, cocksucking ass out of here, hoe ass motherfucker, lick their boots. Hell no. Licking nothing.
Does anybody really believe that? Come on.
Yes.
Come on. Come on.
To support that, 37 people were arrested in the raid, which they said they performed because the neighborhood was a, quote, location known to be frequented by Tren de Aragua members and their associates. But as the Chicago Sun-Times reports, DHS gave no evidence to support that assertion, and authorities did not confirm that any of the people arrested were members of a Venezuelan gang. An unbelievable show of force that looks to the naked, untrained eye very un-American, sweeping up women, children, and U.S. citizens. Daryl Ballard, who witnessed the raid, said this, quote, we're under siege, we're being invaded by our own military, end quote. And a woman named Marley Sanders, whose boyfriend was detained, noted, quote, they had the black people in one van and the immigrants in another van, end quote.
Again, where's the footage? Where's the proof? Where's the evidence?
They don't need footage. And I'm sure they did it that way to separate the illegal immigrants from the Americans with crimes, the Americans with warrants, because they both getting sent somewhere. The illegal immigrants are getting sent to illegal immigrant detention where they're going to get sent out of the country, and melanated people with warrants going to jail. They're going down to the county, the jail. So yes, they probably separated them based off of that. Dumbass. This dude's an idiot. He just think police officers just walk on water. Like, goddamn, this motherfucker must have fucked one in college or something. Like, no, let him fuck. Like, something happened with this motherfucker because this nigga, his love for police officers, it goes way overboard. Nigga, you got an what is that, nigga? What is that? An unhealthy love of police officers, nigga. It's crazy.
Again, so they had segregated vans, right?
Let me see if the rest of the story.
So it's time she faced demonstrators getting tear gas, clashes, largest night raid.
Incredible, absolutely incredible story.
A frightening escalation overnight raid is an escalation in what has been a weeks-long presence by ICE officials in the country's 3rd largest city, where hundreds have been arrested. At the same time, protesters have been voicing their outrage. Clashes outside the ICE facility in Broadview, a suburb of Chicago, have turned ugly at times with demonstrators getting tear gassed. Today, protesters were there again, and so was DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. She was spotted on the roof of the facility along with the Border Patrol commander, agents, as well as cameras, to which Governor Pritzker responded, quote, "It's been nearly 45 days since Secretary Noem has held an official press conference, so it's time she faces the public and takes questions from the press to be held accountable for the Trump administration's gross misconduct."
Look, so that's Chicago. So I just showed you Memphis. I just showed you Chicago. You know about DC. And now, moving along, Louisiana governor wants to deploy National Guard to states' urban centers. On Monday, Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry sent a letter to Department of Defense requesting federal assistance to activate up to 1,000 National Guard troops in the state's urban centers through fiscal year 2026. The deployment would support state and federal law enforcement agencies in addressing ongoing public safety concerns regarding high crime rates, Landry wrote. The governor seeks to activate the National Guard on Title 32 status, which means the troops are under state control, but the federal government foots the bill for their pay and benefits. Now, do you think anybody think that the federal government not going to control them troops? That they're going to let the state governor control the goddamn feds when they roll up in there? Hell no. That's going to be Department of Homeland Security. That's going to be Trump and them smashing, mashing out on Louisiana. They're coming to every state that's supposed to watch. Baltimore's going to be next. They're gonna come to Mississippi. They coming to every goddamn supposed hood. Oh, this is our hood. Nigga, this is our, you ain't roll up in here. This is our hood up in here. Oh no, you don't pay for nothing. You ain't bought one block. You ain't bought one building. You ain't paid for a slab of concrete nowhere. But this your block? No, it ain't. I'm telling you, the Caucasians, them motherfuckers about to show you, this ain't your block, bitch. We own this block. And they about to take all that shit back. So, Louisiana, good luck. I tried to tell you, man, good luck, Louisiana. So, moving along, there's the whites only commune in Arkansas. Have y'all seen that? The whites only commune in Arkansas. And hold on, let me see if I can find this. So the whites only commune in Arkansas, they got 126 acres. Crazy. That's just absolutely nuts. 126 acres. So they're splitting it up. I think 3 people own it, and they get 50 acres apiece to sell shares of each of their 50 acres. So now they're building a little segregated white town with no blacks, no transformers, LGBT mafia, no Khazars, and no black folks, obviously. No Mexicans, no blacks, no nothing. No Roger, no rerun, no rent. So they if you know where that's from, you old as hell. No Roger, no rerun, no rent. No Roger, no rerun, no rent. If you know where that's from, put that in the chat. I bet it's gonna be like 2 people who know where that's from. Only 2 people may know where that's from. No Roger, no rerun, no rent. So so yeah, they white, they built on their white Jesus. They want their white Jesus and all that. No purity, the purity of the white man. They want to maintain their European purity. Our parity. So, European parity. Now, don't understand that Europa was Ethiopian. You got Europa and all that type of shit. Those is African. This is what's her name? So it was Europa. and I forgot what Europe. So Europa basically was an African. She was basically she was an Ethiopian that was named after. I forgot the name. But so this is who they think. They don't know. They don't cop to. They come from melanated people. They think there's some type of Caucasian purity that if they just go off and be by themselves, that they'll maintain this Caucasian purity. Now, are what they saying is it bad to be segregated? Is segregation bad? It says what he says. You liquefied the bologna. What? What's happening? Y'all, oh, you weren't the only one. Okay, it was a bunch of people who got it. All right, who was the first person that got it? Oh, let me see. First person that got it. Damn, it was a bunch of y'all that knew, huh? God damn. Hold up. Damn, hold up. Who was the first person that got it? Soul Sus. Soul Sus was the first person that put it in there. No Roger, no rerun, no rent. What's happening? Yeah, that's what's up. So, is segregation bad? Because that's what Charlie Kirk was saying. Charlie Kirk, that was his argument about the civil rights movement. He was trying to basically say, if there was a civil rights, that it only should have been there should have been only civil rights for black people or melanated people for the shit that happened to them. It shouldn't have been civil rights that extrapolated to everybody, meaning trans people, transformer people shouldn't be able to use it. Women shouldn't be able to use it. A midget transformer woman shouldn't be able to use it. A black transformer crippled midget shouldn't be able to use it. A crippled Tyrannosaurus Rex arm black woman who got autism shouldn't be able to use it. So this is his point. Like everybody's using the shit. It was supposed to be meant for melanated people to get rights, and now everybody want to use the shit. So, and then his other point was melanated people were stronger, families were stronger before they integrated. So, is segregation? Yeah, what's happening now? Thank you. Is what's happening now? Yes. Somebody said what's happening? It's what's happening now. Yeah. Goldie Mac got it. It is. It's what's happening now. Not what's happening. It's what's happening now. Oh, wait a minute. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Hold up. No, it wasn't. What's happening now was when Martin. That was when Martin was on. That was later on. What's happening is this is what's happening. Let me we sidetrack for a second. It was what's happening when they went to college. It's when Roger and Rerun became roommates, and when they was in college, and they was getting kicked out of the apartment, and they all had a first of all, they were selling shit, but then they had like a protest outside the apartment, and it was no Roger, no Rerun, no rent. Everybody in the building was not going to pay their rent if they kicked out Roger and Rerun. So it was what's happening when they graduated. Bam. So it still was happening. It was just when they graduated. But so back to the white folks. Back to the segregation. Is segregation bad? So check this out. Let's check the peoples out for a second. Hold on. Uh-oh. Oh man, hold on. All right. Damn it, where is it? All right, hold on a second, guys. Hold on, I gotta pull it up. All right, there we go. All right, here we go. I got it pulled up. All right, here we go.
This place. I'd never heard of this place. Right, we're in Raventon, Arkansas. You've never heard of this place. I'd never heard of this place. We're way out in the middle of nowhere. We're at the southern end of the Ozark Mountains. There's really nothing out here except for small towns. Folks just live in the small town Arkansas life. Behind me down that dirt road, there's a group of people that are building a whites-only community. We're going to go down there and try and talk to them right now. So most of the people in town have heard about this. They don't really know much about it, except for I guess what a few other news reports have kind of said about it. So there's curiosity here in town about what these people are up to. This is it. That's Eric Orwell right there in the truck. He's the founder of an organization and a community called Return to the Land. He and others bought 160 acres in rural Arkansas where they've built a settlement for only white people. No blacks, no gays, no Jews. 40 people live here right now, and the group says hundreds of others around the world have paid to join this community. They all plan on building a house right here, living among.
Hundreds of people around the world have paid to join that community. So in about 10 years, they're going to have a small little town, nice little town.
Only white people with traditional values. Oh, it's a homestead. Not very far along yet. They say it's like living off the land, but without the inconveniences of being next to people that aren't like you. Of course, this is controversial. That's why we came. One group called this the most established white supremacist community in the USA. So we spent today here to learn more about who they are and why they're doing this. All right, so Eric, talk to me. What is this place? What is your vision? Why did you do this?
Sure, yeah. So this is our first community with Return to the Land. We've been at it for about 2 years. And we wanted to have the ability to choose who our neighbors are so that we can have a safe community where we feel comfortable raising our kids. And that also has continuity with our cultural heritage as white Americans. Many people are kind of offended by that, but we believe that all people should have a right to freely associate and self-govern. You know, there are black communities out there. There are obviously Jewish communities. Most other ethnicities, they have countries for themselves, you know, like Liberia, that's a country for black Africans in Liberia. Nigeria, the same kind of.
That was created by Caucasians. That was created by the Caucasian politicians over here to send the niggas who was free and had access to the land. They sent them to Africa so they couldn't access the land. They couldn't have the land rights because the melanated people, the slaves over here, were aboriginals. They were Native Americans, aboriginals. So when they freed them, they had they had the rights to the land. So in order to take their minds off of getting their land, we're gonna send you niggas over to Liberia and give you land in Africa that ain't worth shit. That's why there was melanated people over in Liberia. However, there was Dr. York. Dr. York had the spot out in Eatonton, Georgia, with all the pyramids and stuff. Nobody was tripping on that. So if Dr. York can have Malachi Z. York, can the white folks make a white community? If melanated people made a black community with pyramids and all that type of shit, white people can't make a white community? Is it bad? I want y'all to think. I want y'all to answer that. Is it bad?
Kind of thing. Like in China, it's a country for Chinese people. And that used to be how this country was. You know, it was founded by white Europeans for white Europeans. Now we're guilty of all sorts of historical injustice, but all peoples are really. And I think an unfair emphasis on the negative aspects of white American history has led people to basically reject our people. But I don't have any other people that I belong to. That's who I am. You know, I'm not Norwegian or German or English or anything else. I'm a white American. That's what my ancestors were. And that's how the rest of us kind of felt. And since we do feel like we're under attack, we thought having a community that's for us would be a good way of kind of looking after our interests.
So how does it work here? There's people that will say, legally you're not allowed to discriminate, but you guys have designed this in a way that you can skirt, I guess, fair housing laws or whatever. Like, how does the process work with this community up here?
Right. Well, we're an intentional community on private land. We're not engaged in real estate transactions. Right. And you have the right to do what you want on your own private land. You know, if you were selling lots to the public, then yeah, this would be illegal. But we tried carefully to not violate the Fair Housing Act or Civil Rights Act or any of that. There is a distinction between the private domain and the public domain. In the public domain, the government has the responsibility of enforcing equal rights, equality under the law for its citizens in public commerce and things like that. But in your own private life, on your own private land, if you want to associate with your own ethnic group, your own race, you are free to do that. Many people think it's immoral, but it's also the way the vast majority of people forever have always operated. And so we think that that wasn't wrong. And in general, that it's not wrong to stand up for your own identity and people. So this was undeveloped land when we bought it. So we pooled funds. We founded a company that actually owns the land. And people can buy shares in that company if they're part of our association, Return to the Land. It's a private membership association, and private associations are allowed to be restrictive in whatever way they want because it's in that private domain, not the public domain. So our members who have actually bought into the company here, they're shareholders in the company, and so by extension, then they have rights to use the company's property, namely this land. So one share is tied to a particular piece of this land, and they'll have the right to homestead that 3 acres. We have 3 acre lots here.
So now back to what I was saying. Now he's saying they just want to keep the purity of the Caucasian people because integrating dilutes your shit. Like I said, is segregation bad? Is segregation or integration bad? Do you want, let's see. Do you want your chimichurri sauce integrated with your Pepsi? You want to keep your Pepsi pure, you want to keep your chimichurri sauce pure, don't you? How about, do you want to integrate you want to integrate tacos with, let's see, what's it, like this? You can pick anything, any 2 things that don't go together. Should you integrate chocolate with hamburgers? Should chocolate go on hamburgers? Probably not. Those 2 things probably need to stay pure, right? They need to stay separate so they maintain their integrity. There are things that, because they come from a certain stock, they need to maintain their now. Most just to put this out there, nature usually is not something that integrates. It does, because you'll have cross-pollination and stuff like that, but usually most species don't integrate. Most species don't integrate. You got bees. You don't see bees hanging out with fucking wasp, and have a fucking wasp or a V. You don't see that, do you? You don't see motherfucking horses integrating with pigs, do you? And have a horse. You don't see none of that shit, right? These things stay pure in nature, right? So I'm not suggesting that humans should do that. We're conscious. These things don't have the conscious mind. We do. We're gods. We have the ability to choose. Will. We have will, the God power of will. So we can integrate or not. However, is integration bad? So they've turned integration to be a bad thing, or segregation to be a bad thing. Now, segregation is not bad if it's chosen. If everybody who chooses to segregate chooses it that way. Like, all right, like, I want to be over here, you want to be over there, you do your thing, I do my thing, it's all good. Now, what do you lose though when you segregate? Because right now, I'm gonna tell you right now, if America don't segregate with what's the Mediterraneans, I don't get chicken shawarma. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'll slap the shit out of somebody if I don't get my chicken shawarma. Tell you that right now. Need my chicken shawarma. Richard Burton, thank you for the cash app. Did I get you, brother? I think I got you in there. But if I didn't, I'm getting you again. Appreciate you, brother. So I'm just saying, if we don't integrate, I don't get chicken shawarma. We don't get tacos. We don't, in America, I'm talking about in America, we don't integrate, we don't get tacos. We don't get plantains with the jerk chicken. If we don't integrate, we don't get all this good shit. If we don't integrate, we don't get all the good shit. I'm telling you right now, jerk chicken, I'll slap the shit out of somebody if you try to take jerk chicken away from America. I will beat your ass. Jerk chicken is off the goddamn chain. You understand me? Don't nobody better mess with no goddamn jerk chicken. So I'm just saying, integration is a good thing. It can also be a bad thing because you can also lose the purity of what that thing was, which is a lot of what happened to melanated people. That's what happened to hip hop. That's what happened to our culture. When we integrated with America, our culture got diluted quite a bit to where now a lot of people think that these cool terms that white people use came from them. And see, if you're not old enough, you don't understand. You don't go back to when Caucasian people weren't cool. See, they're using words like the bomb and what's up and that's what's up and yo, peace and chill and all that. They using all these words now. But if you go back in time before integration, Caucasian people didn't talk like that. They was like, boss, it's so boss, man. It's so boss. Gag me with a spoon, bro. Gag me with a spoon. So tubular, man. It's so tubular. That's the way Caucasian people used to talk back in the day. Remember the movie? There's a movie called Valley Girl that came out with Nicolas Cage's first movie, Valley Girl. Go check out Valley Girl. That's when they talk like, gag me with a spoon, like for sure. Like, like for sure, man. Like that's how Caucasian people used to talk. Then they got a hit of some melanin juice, and then it became, what's up, dog? Peace, homie. I'm just chilling. What up? Like, wait a minute, y'all ain't talk like this. But see, again, it's up to you. It's up for you to decide. Is integration good or bad? Again, I think that's a personal thing. Yeah, gnarly. Thank you, gnarly. That was one of the things. Gnarly, dude. Oh, that was so gnarly, bro. Like totally rad, dude. There was a movie called Rad. First of all, that was my movie. Rad is my movie. The bike movie, where the motherfucker did the backflip. That's when anybody first saw a backflip on the bike. Rad is my shit. I just watched it not too long ago, a couple months ago. Shout out to Rad. But yeah, totally rad, dude. So this is what he don't understand. He gonna lose when they kick out all the melanated people. You lose all the seasoning. Nigga, you gonna be as bland as motherfucking white rice with nothing on it. Just white rice. That's it. White rice and air. That's gonna be you, nigga. That's gonna be y'all seasoning over there. White rice and air. So you kick us out, the original people, you lose the flavoring, the seasoning, where it all came from. And the creators of the new shit. Leaders of the new school. Shout out to Busta Rhymes. So Caucasian people, you can segregate if you want. I don't give a goddamn. Keep on doing that. All the good shit come from melanated culture, except for movies. God damn it. Now see, if we don't integrate, we don't get movies. That's the one goddamn thing Caucasian people made. That's Jesus Christ. You made movies. Khazarians is really the Khazarians. The Khazarians, shout out, hey, y'all good with me on the movies. That's the one goddamn thing that y'all made that's better than what niggas made. That's one thing that niggas didn't make that y'all made that's real good. I didn't say it was better, but it's one thing that y'all made that niggas didn't make, because there was a thing that said, there was a poll that said, and they was asking black people, name something that white people made that you think is good. And people was like, they was scratching their shit. They were like, something good white people made. Niggas was, they was struggling their asses off, boy. I was like, one thing Caucasian people did make that's great is movies, goddammit. Let me tell you that right now. Movies is fucking great. I don't give a shit what nobody say. Movies is great as hell. And Caucasian people made that shit. You said propaganda? That's what they propaganda? Is they the propaganda? That's what they made. So he said they made, wait, what'd you say? Lons, Buster, Charlie, and Dinko. What you know about leaders of the new, boy? What you know about LONS? LONS. What would you say? The United States has never been a white country, and the founding fathers from Europe were swarthy black. Okay. I'll throw that in there for sure. He says, whoa, Kev, how I end up here? Whoa, how I end up here? I don't know. I'm just saying, name something that Caucasians made. I'm telling you, movies though, before there ever were movies, we created a whole lot of plays. Yeah, I'm saying ever. So before there ever were movies, we created a whole lot of plays, banging plays too. Yeah, we created plays in theater and all, yes. But movies is a whole nother game. Let me tell you right now, Empire Strikes Back, we didn't create that shit. I tell you that shit. Got to give Caucasians a little props. So I'm just saying, white people, get your own. You can get your own goddamn community, but you're gonna be missing us. Eventually, when that shit get low, you ain't gonna have no flavor, no creativity, no nothing. And eventually, them women in that community is probably gonna be stepping out, trying to tap some melanation. When one of them damn babies in the community come up super dark, like a church shoe, you gonna know you've been infiltrated. Just saying. So moving along, in Skittle news, there was a new report that shows even though the world is only 2% LGBT mafia, Q mafia, 7.2% of U.S. adults identify with LGBT mafia. Even though only the whole world is 2%, 7.2% of American adults identify as that shit. That's crazy. That's a psyop. Hey, come on, man. How is that not a psyop? That's absolutely a goddamn psyop. So most of this shit was paid for by USAID. And Elon cut that shit off. Shout out to him for that. He had a mission against the woke mob because they took his son, turned the son into a woman, into a girl, who does nothing but shit on Elon all day. But and then it said the chart showed that mostly millennials and Generation Z, which was so the chart showed it was mostly millennials and Generation Z that were the LGBT mafia side. So the boomers, the Generation X, and the people who came before the boomers, we was like, fuck that. Generation X, the boomers, and the people came before, we was like, nah, we ain't with that shit. Then millennials, they grew up, they rose quite a bit, and then Generation Z, they was like way the hell up there, like 20-something% of Generation Z identifies as LGBT mafia. And then it was like 11% of millennials and like only 3% of Generation Z. And then 2% of boomers and 1.1% of something like that for the people who came before them. So this is a crazy major psyop right now. This is crazy. The generations before that, before the millennials and Generation Z, the zillennials, we don't EAD. The generations after us, EAD. But that was a surprising statistic that shows this is where, again, this is not a natural growth. This is, what do they call it? Mass psychosis. When they push a certain idea and there's a lot of money behind it, a lot of promotion, then everybody thinks that, oh, if I don't jump on this, then I'm not going to be part of the in crowd or the cool crowd or whatever, the new progressive crowd. And this is why a lot of these people change into that shit. Like a lot of people, just grown ass people, just all of a sudden who was saying men and women, only two genders for 40 something years. All of a sudden when this shit came about, you just don't understand. I just wasn't thinking about it correctly. And then someone talked to me and they showed me that I was thinking wrong. And this is the way I should be thinking. And but like, wait a minute, you gonna listen? Oh, somebody else came and told you how you should be thinking. I got it. Okay. So basically, with the bullshit. So this means to me, take your kids out of school, because this is where a lot of this is happening in school. This is actually where most of it is happening. The indoctrination is in school. That's over. Public school is over, everybody. If you don't understand that right now, if you don't understand public school is over, you have lost your child. They're getting pumped up with all kinds of bullshit. Again, my homeboy, Setu, is a substitute teacher in Los Angeles. So he knows. He be telling me, man, he be going to the main office, the school board office and shit, to be all rainbowed out with posters and shit, rainbow this and rainbow that and blah, blah. I'm like, man, he's like, dude, he be sending me pictures of this shit. He's like, man, look at this. He's like, look what I got to deal with. And Setu is old school alpha male gangster. He ain't worth none of that shit. So he's one of the teachers who's trying to, he's actually pushing back against it. He speaks masculinity to the kids, and accountability and working out and all this. He speaks the good stuff to him. He's trying to teach him the good stuff, the good path. However, he's being thwarted because they come in and they want him to teach this curriculum. He'll be like, yeah, all right, and then he'll throw that shit to the side, and then he'll start teaching. He'll teach what he needs to teach them so they can pass, but he ain't teaching none of that shit. He not teaching none of it. Shout out to Setu. Shout out to you, Setu. Don't start teaching that bullshit. But this is the push that's going on in America. Watch your children, please. Moving along, Elon Musk, he vows to cancel Netflix over Transformer representation. Elon Musk has unveiled his latest crusade against the media's woke agenda, quote unquote, arguing his audience to cancel their Netflix subscriptions. Musk spent much of the past 48 hours blasting Netflix to his 227 million followers. God damn. And that's like a fucking country. In a string of posts, because we only got 350 million people in America. So that's bigger than most countries. In a string of posts, the ex-owner and Tesla CEO slammed the streamer's alleged promotion of a transgender agenda, citing supposed sexualized content for children in shows like Cockamillion, Strawberry Shortcake, and The Babysitter's Club. I guess these are shows on Netflix. Musk is the father of 14. Holy shit. It's really 15 because one of his kids actually passed away. So it's really 15 kids. So Musk is the father of 14 known children, including model Vivian Jenna Wilson, a dude who has been financially independent from Musk since he came out as Transformer in 2020. Then this is a quote from Musk. "Cancel Netflix for the health of your kids," Musk wrote, rewriting the meme showing Netflix hiding a Transformer woke agenda and a Trojan horse entering a castle labeled "Your Kids." We're coming for your children. They told you that. The men's gay choir sung that shit, 10, 15 years ago. They said they was coming for your children. Yo, Lisa Jenkins, thank you for the shawarma donation. She said shawarma. That's right. I'm glad we integrated with the goddamn Mediterranean. Bring me that shawarma. Mediterranean easies. But appreciate you. Thank you. In another ex post, Musk wrote, "Netflix is deliberately choosing to pay people to create sexualized content for children. Freedom of speech should be respected, but this is paid speech." Hey, this ain't freedom of speech. These niggas, they're being paid to do this. Netflix is going out of their way and reaching into their wallets to push this. He also accused Netflix of grooming our children with a clip of Strawberry Shortcake, burying the big city. This is a Shortcake title. Strawberry Shortcake, Bury in the Big City, featuring the cartoon depiction of drag queens, and reposted a tweet that read, a Netflix show. Cockamillion features interracial gay dads attempting to raise a baby as transgender. Damn, to raise a baby as transgender who make the toddler dance for them in drag. This is the woke version of Bakabatsi. Now, that TV show, Strawberry Shortcake, two of the writers, they're the main writer. So this is funny. So in the nerd world, it's funny how this came across. In nerd world, where I'll be reviewing a lot of nerd movies and nerd reaction channels and stuff like that. There's a reaction channel called the Geek Buddies. So you may want to look at them or not. I used to look at them back in the day when they was cool. So there's one gay dude on the Geek Buddies, and the other two are supposedly heterosexual. They both got girls, but that don't mean that they ain't gay. But the one gay dude he's actually the smarter one he doesn't really floss his gayness and shit on the show. He just talks about nerd shit and nerd culture, which he knows that shit. But then he's the writer for Strawberry Shortcake. And then the other one of the other straight dudes is also one of the writers for that show, Strawberry Shortcake. And they're on this on this podcast called the Geek Buddies. And it was just so crazy how I'm just seeing how because I don't watch them motherfuckers no more. They got so goddamn woke. I had to cut that shit off like a few years ago. I was watching them in the pandemic, and then after the pandemic, they got crazy as shit. So then I had to leave that shit alone. But this is the cast they're talking about, and only one is gay, but the other writer, I guess that's his best friend, so he writes gay shit, I guess. And so this is the shit they've been putting in the damn TV show. So it says Musk recirculated numerous other posts, including one from right-wing activist account Libs of TikTok that targeted a clip of Netflix Dead End, Paranormal Park, the animated series, which was canceled by Netflix in 2023 after two persons featured a Transformer lead actor played by Transformer actor Zach Barak. So Netflix stock plummeted the other day after Elon tweeted that shit. That shit went, you can see his nose died. Bow. That shit took a plunge off the goddamn cliff, which is crazy. And I've been canceled my Netflix. I canceled that shit a couple years ago. So if y'all still got Netflix, y'all should have been canceled that shit. I think I canceled my shit when they was going after I think it was back when it was after Dave Chappelle. I think it was after Dave Chappelle's special. Like right after his special, and he was like, I'm done doing specials. I was like, fuck it, I don't need Netflix no more. So I canceled that shit. Wait, what'd you say? When there is no masculine father in the home, the chances of children being gay increases, tremendously. Yep. Straight up. So hold on, because let me show you. Actually, because Broderick Enoch, appreciate you. He says for trans this. He said for trans this. But so I was on those shows where I was talking about where those cats, they're going to Thailand. Again, that's Isaiah Ashley show. Look up his channel. Telling you, a bunch of y'all gonna move to Thailand next year. I promise you. If you go watch those videos about how dope Thailand is, I mean, I can't even tell you how dope. I mean, they got this one dude lives in not that melanated people need this, but just how crazy this is. And what in the building he lives in, they have a Botox clinic. And they got a goddamn Botox clinic in the apartment building where you can, if you're a woman, you can go get touched up with Botox for like $20. And I'm like, what? Who the hell need that shit? They got arcades in the apartment buildings. They got, man. Just go check it out. But on one of his shows, he was showing a woman and her son who moved to Thailand, and so he was as he was talking to the woman, she's an independent woman or whatever. She has her own business and doesn't necessarily have a man, but she says she still wants a man, a melanated man. So she may move to Dominican Republic because she wants a melanated man. So shout out to her. But because she was like, I'm in Thailand. Ain't no chances of me getting no D in Thailand. She ain't she not fucking with the little I ain't saying, I'm just saying she don't go for the Vienna sausages. But her son, she had her son there in the video with him. And as soon as the son started talking, I was like, oh, we lost that motherfucker. Because he started asking him what he liked about the apartment. This nigga looked out the window and said, oh, I like the color scheme outside, the red, the black, the red, the black, and the green. I really love the color scheme. I was like, oh shit, we lost him. As soon as he said that shit, I was like, oh, we lost him. Don't no 12-year-old I know say color scheme. Oh shit, we lost it. And then as the interview kept progressing, because she's a single mom, all he does is talk to his mom all day. Feminine energy, and she's an aggressive feminine woman. So she's impressing that upon the kid. He's picking that shit up all the time. So then you start asking him about his friends and stuff like that, and he start talking about, because he just started flaming. They start asking him about what he does and stuff. Oh yeah, I'm an artist and I was like, oh shit, this little nigga is flaming off. I'm an artist. I like art. I do this. I do hair. And the motherfucker, oh, you do hair? Oh shit! All the signs was gathering up. Then they asked the motherfucker. They said, "Well, what is the music like out here? Who do you like as far as music?" Oh, I like a lot of people. And then the first one he said was some chick named Pink Pantheress. I was like, oh, there it is. I said, oh shit, we lost him. He's gone. He's gone. We lost him. But because I don't know who the fuck is Pink Pantheress. And the fact that, and then they start talking about, do we have friends? And then he's like, oh yeah. And he named off some girl that was his best friend. I was like, oh man. So all he's around nothing but feminine energy. And so it's no wonder that I don't even know if he's claiming it yet, but goddamn. He says, Richie Mack, he's from your hood, has been talking about Thailand since 2018. I'm trying to tell you, this shit is off the chain. He says, do they got fried chicken clinic in there? I mean, oh, they got some of the dopest fried chicken out there in Thailand. Oh, yes, they show that. And there's a brother out there in Thailand, though, who started a fried chicken spot. He tried, and his shit went crazy. He got like 2 places now. It's like he does fried chicken, waffles, and pancakes. And his shit blew up. It's a brother, blew up in Thailand. Fried chicken, waffles, and pancakes. And he's killing it. So, yeah, they got fried chicken in Thailand. And they say it's better than melanated people make chicken. So, just saying. So, moving along, in the science and the weird. Oh, shit. Damn, I don't know if we're able to get through this science and the weird shit. Goddamn. Let me see if we can get through this really quick. All right. How fast we can get through this. All right. So, astronauts are set to reveal a 50,000-year-old human civilization lived on the moon, scientists claim. A scientist has claimed, so we're in the science and the weird, because you didn't know. A scientist has claimed that astronauts may soon uncover the remains of a long-lost human civilization that once lived on the moon 50,000 years ago. Excuse me. Author and geologist Greg Braden, that's the one who I showed you guys last week on the Awakening the Zero Point. Shout out to Greg Braden. That video changed my life, boy. Shout out to Greg Breezy. Author and geologist Greg Braden told podcast host Joe Rogan that evidence of this ancient city was kept from the public by the U.S. and Russia during the Cold War. So check this out. Let me see if we can. Have that on here. Man. All right.
At Granger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and
God damn, man. These goddamn commercials. People be talking about getting an ad blocker. I don't what man. I ain't with damn all the software and all that. I don't know, man. Can I just not get commercials? Damn.
Call clickgranger.com.
No commercial. God dang it. I'm playing these damn commercials. It's a 30-second commercial too. God damn.
And there was an agreement that we would not, and there was an agreement that we would not share publicly what was found on the lunar surface. And Russia did the same thing. China was never part of that agreement. So China has said,
First off, look how much older he got.
They're going to televise. China was never part of that agreement.
Look how much older he got. My man got the grade all up. Look at it. He's aged 30 years in 1 week. Y'all saw him 30 years ago. That was 30 years ago. You seen him age 30 years in 1 week.
So China has said when they land.
Oh, come on, man. What are you doing? What the heck just happened? Oh, come on, man. Are you serious? Just clicked off. Hold on. All right, here we go. You better not make me sit through another commercial.
At Granger,
come
we're
on.
the ones who pay attention to every little
It'll make me
detail.
sit through another
The ones
damn
who fuss,
commercial.
tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because
All right. So basically, though, his whole thing is about. Well, I'll let him talk about it. But apparently, apparently, damn, come on, man. We have been on the moon for years, and nobody wanted to tell.
And there was an agreement that we would not share publicly what was found on the lunar surface. And Russia did the same thing. China was never part of that agreement. So China has said when they land, they're going to televise live what they find on the lunar surface to the people of the Earth. My sense, Joe, and this will lead into a whole conversation we're going to have here. I think they'll find the archaeological structures that we know are there, that we've seen in the photographs. The inscriptions on those structures, we're going to be able to read, because there's a thinking that those structures are from ETs from another time, but the evidence suggests they're from us, from a time in our past, a cycle of civilization where we did great and beautiful things by working together until we destroyed one another through war, and that we're repeating that cycle again. So when they
Isn't
send
that like drawing a lot of conclusions? Isn't there other possibilities for what happened to them?
Well, this is where I'm going with this. When they see what's on those temple walls, they're going to see inscriptions in languages that we already recognize, and that will be the smoking gun.
So, damn it, stop. Do not play another video, damn it. Oh, let me kick that shit off. All right. Hold on 1 second. Y'all like my FAFO? Y'all like my FAFO shirt? Don't fuck around, bitches. Don't fuck around. Fuck around and find out, bitches. So yes, there's been a crater on the moon, and I hope y'all are not on this internet letting all the electronic algorithms govern how you deliver reality, because this is hyper Orwellian. Damn, that dude went from 0 to 100 in the face. So he went from 0 to 100 in the face. Hey man, 30 years. He not melanated, bruh. It don't, it don't stay like melanation, bruh. Come on, when they get old, they get old. You know what I'm saying? So it says, however, during the interview on Wednesday, Braden noted that emerging superpowers from China and India plan to televise their findings once upcoming expeditions reach the lunar surface. So they have coming up. The two nations are planning to to broadcast their lunar missions using live feeds from mission control and cameras on their robotic landers and rovers, streaming on national TV, social media, and official space agency apps. You think China's really gonna tell us? Well, China and Russia gonna tell us if there's bases up there, or not Russia, but China and India. You think China and India is gonna let loose? Gonna let out the bag, let the cat out the bag? Hell no, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that at all. China's robotic Change 7 mission is set for 2026, while India's, what is that? What name is that? Chandrayaan 4 drone is now likely to launch in 2028, with manned missions for both set between 2030 and 2040. So by 2030, we gonna see what's up on the moon. That's bullshit. They're not gonna tell us. They're not gonna tell us what's on the moon. I mean, they might. It's China and India. There's two different. They're different, but I don't think they're gonna tell us. Why would they tell us? That knowledge is valuable. If you keep that knowledge for yourself, it's valuable. Why would they tell the whole world instead of keeping that knowledge? They're not gonna tell us. I don't think. But it says, according to the scientist who has written about the possibility of life on the moon and Mars, astronauts will discover archaeological structures covered in languages that people will be able to recognize as being written by human cultures. What? The evidence suggests they're from us, from a time in our past, a cycle of civilization where we did great and beautiful things by working together until we destroyed one another through war, and that we're repeating the cycle once again. Braden has previously stated in books like Deep Truth and Gaia's TV Missing Links that humans on the moon came from a long lost Earth civilization 50,000 years ago, which developed space-faring technology before destroying itself with war. So apparently it's us. We've been up there. We got technology. Now, again, if you go watch the documentary I did, Face of the Dragon, where in part 2, where I break down the Land of the Lost episode that deals with the Sleestack, the intelligent Sleestack, who his name was Enoch. If you just flip his word around, his name is Enki, or Enoch, excuse me, not Enoch. His name is Enoch. Enoch. E-N-I-K. Enoch. So if you just flip his name around, his name is Enki, right? We know Enki is. Enki, one of the Sumerian Anunnaki. So he was intelligent, and he was messing around with the pylons and all that type of stuff. He was moving around crystals, and he was able to go through the future and the past and all that in the pylon, which is the pyramid, the gold pyramid that they showed. And when he got to the Land of the Lost, he thought he had went back to the past and was with his ancestors from the past. And so he was like, oh my God, he's like, man, I'm from the future, and I've somehow come back to the past to see my unevolved ancestors and blah blah blah. Then come to find out that the Sleestack weren't his ancestors at all. They were his descendants. He was the intelligent one. He was the intelligent one from the past. The intelligent people were the ancestors, and they killed them. They destroyed themselves through war and strife and killing each other, and then became dumb and lost all their knowledge. Like you. The exact same thing. That's about you. That's the Dragon Moors and the Phoenix Moors. So Homeboy was and if I were to break it down as far as Moors and dragons and Phoenix, the Enoch, the smart sleeve stack, he was a Phoenix. And he came with the knowledge. And the dragon Moors were the ones who misused the knowledge and then eventually lost it. And then Enoch, the Phoenix, had to come back. And he goes back and he thinks, oh, I'm dealing with the past. No, I'm dealing with my future ancestors, my future descendants. I have to teach these motherfuckers all over again. So talking about going back to Greg Brayton, when he says it was us, it was a civilization on the moon that we built ourselves, that we once had and then destroyed ourselves with war. Now, who is he talking about? Now, I don't know if it's humans. It may be Anunnaki. I don't know if that was humans. It says Face of the Dragon documentary. Appreciate you, brother. If you have not watched the Face of the Dragon documentary, you need to watch it. I did a live stream where I watched it on here. I think I watched it on Patreon somewhere. I can't watch it on here because I'll get I think they'll strike me. But if I can, I'll try to watch it on here and we can do a whole live stream where I'm breaking it down. But part 2 and part 3 is where I got hit with copyright strikes like crazy, and they just kept taking it down. But that's in part 2 and 3 is where I'm doing the symbolism breakdown. That's where all the symbolism is. And the part 1 is dope where I'm doing the history. But in part 2 and 3, I do the breakdown, the movie symbolism breakdown of Harry Potter, of what's that movie with X-Men where they was Apocalypse. Apocalypse was a dragon Moor. I'm breaking down that scene. I'm breaking down Dragon Slayer, the movie Dragon Slayer, which really is where they say the term dragon Moor in that movie 4 times. That's where I heard the term dragon Moor. I was like, what? Dragon Moor? I was like, you put what? Oh, hell no. They put it in the movie. So in that movie, again, that's where I'm breaking down also the land of the lost. And that's what that is. So hey, the moon. We'll see. I still don't believe that they're gonna tell us, but if China and India say they're gonna live stream the shit, hey, I want to see that shit. Live stream that shit. 2028 is the closest. So in 2 years, we may see what's on the goddamn moon. What'd you say? Bruce Lee Enter the Dragon? Yes. I got to do a breakdown of The Last Dragon with Taimak and all the rest of that. That movie was made from the universe. That movie is a once in a lifetime breakdown that was meant for melanated people to understand where you came from. The Last Dragon, and then the dragon, the term dragon means the one who's enlightened, but it came from us. That serpent symbology of being enlightened, that all came from us. And the dragon being the term dragon being one of clear sight, or meaning eye, meaning clear sight, or your third eye. And then Leroy, Bruce Leroy. Do y'all know Leroy means king? Did y'all know that? A Khazar wrote that movie, just to get it on the thing. A melanated person didn't write that movie. A Khazar wrote that movie. Khazarian. And they put Leroy, I'm sure he just thought he was doing an ethnic hood name, calling him Leroy, thought it would sound good for the movie. If you called the hero Leroy, because he's from the hood, but not knowing Leroy means king. Leroy, it means king. So that movie was made for melanated people. The glow, the enlightenment. Dragon means a dragon is one who is enlightened. When you reach the upper level, your mind, body, and soul must be one. It's a sacrifice. It takes hard work. It's a way of life. Shout out to Willie Hutch. When you got that glow, come on. That movie was meant to awaken the dragon within you. melanated people. For sure, without a doubt, that movie came to you in this lifetime here to reawaken the dragon inside melanated people. But I'm sure it passed, zoop, it zipped right over most people's head. He said, sounds strong and black. Leroy Jenkins. Yeah, Leroy means king, y'all. So moving along, microbes trapped in permafrost awaken after 40,000 years as scientists warn they could spark the next pandemic. Well, freeze them again, bitch. What you doing? Freeze them bitches back. What you talking about? That's easy. Freeze them. Freeze them back. It may sound like the start of a horror film, but ancient infectious life forms are being brought back to life. Hell no. Freeze them. What you doing? Stop fucking with shit. White people? Or this might be the Chinese people. Chinese be fucking with shit too. It's either the white people or the Chinese. There's the only two people that be fucking with nature all the goddamn time, trying to beat nature. Mostly. Be some Germans. That's the whites. But let's see. Scientists at the University of Colorado Boulder, at the University of Colorado Boulder, have deliberately, see, this is Colorado, Caucasians, have deliberately resurrected microorganisms that have been frozen in Alaska for around 40,000 years. See, this ain't natural. This is not natural unthawing and then just coming back to life from the natural cycles of, nature. This is them doing it on purpose, which obviously means they about to fuck up some shit. These tiny bugs, invisible to the naked eye, have been trapped in permafrost, frozen earth material containing soil, rock, and ice. In controlled experiments, the scientists discovered that if you thaw out permafrost, the microbes don't immediately become active. But after a few months, like waking up after a long nap, they begin to form flourishing colonies. Oh, hell to the no. Worryingly, the microbes have the potential to unleash dangerous pathogens that could spark the next pandemic. Hell no. Stop it. God damn, Caucasian people. Says freeze again, bitch. Hell yeah. Stop fucking unfreezing shit all the time. All the goddamn time, man. I hate that shit. This last time there was a government shutdown, a pandemic followed. Yep. Yeah, don't want to play with that. Nope. Says if they're not saturated in if they're not saturated in Abominance Act, they ain't happy. Why are they so distorted when it comes to creation? I don't know. You know what? I do know. They probably feel slighted by it because of the lack of melanin. Everything on the planet has melanin, except Caucasian people. And they do have melanin. They just have neuromelanin, internal melanin, whereas most people have external melanin or skin melanin, eumelanin, and they also have neuromelanin on the inside. So if that lack of melanin, if you don't understand, y'all better get out here. Y'all better get out here, get this damn book. Melanin is an intelligence. It's an intelligence. And so it's one of the most intelligent things in the universe, and it acts on its own. And the lack of it, or just having a minimal amount of it, affects you. It talks about that in the book. So when they want to fight nature, I believe it's because they believe they are an anomaly of it. Because usually anything that's albino in nature, usually nature kills that thing. It doesn't last. Like albinism in nature is very rare. So usually things in nature that are albino usually die off early. They don't go on to create, future colonies and then states and people or whatever, or different whole species of albino, like albino tigers. You don't see a whole pack of albino tigers or albino lions or albino anything. But humans, that's where you see it. So I believe that because they feel that they're an anomaly of nature, they feel that they have to try to beat it. They have to beat nature. They have to defeat nature, because to prove that nature, that they're not, and they're not a mistake of nature, which they're not. Everything, things go through. They have internal melanin, so they do have melanin, just not external melanin. So he says, live in Colorado mountains, or where the rednecks are. Yeah, buddy. So it says, so the colonies are going to wake up. It says roaringly. Oh, excuse me. These are not dead samples by any means, warned study author Dr. Tristan Caro, a geologist at the University of Colorado Boulder. They're not dead. They're alive, and oh shit. If they come for your ass, don't call me. That's basically what I heard. They come for your ass, don't call me, bitch. Man, leave it alone. Freeze and stop messing with stuff. Damn. Put that back in the goddamn freezer. Stop fucking with it. But ultimately, though, even if that does happen, life will evolve and adapt. So no matter what, life will eventually adapt to that shit. I don't think life will be extinguished because of it. But moving along. So what'd you say? It makes me cringe at the moment, at the amount of civility that we aren't producing simply having to contend with all of the adversarial factors of the non-melanated society in the world. Yeah. It's not really, I mean, you don't have to be civil, do you? Ain't nobody, you ain't got to really be civil. You can mash out if you want. You can say, hey, fuck you, bitch. No, you can do that if you want. Ain't nobody tripping. I mean, in the woke world, you know what I'm saying, you got to be civil, but if you being real, you can tell them the EAD all day. I'm telling you right now, that's hey, I do that. I don't play around. Look, you ain't got to be civil. Tell them to kick rocks and EAD all damn day. But moving along, dark matter does not exist. What? What? They saying this is wrong. Dark matter does not exist and simply is an illusion. Scientist controversially claims, or a scientist controversially claims. The quest to understand dark matter and dark energy is one of modern science's most perplexing questions. Now, one physicist has proposed a controversial solution. Dark matter is nothing more than an illusion. What? Wait, it's an illusion? Oh, okay, hold up. According to Professor Rahendra Gupta of University of Ottawa, astronomers haven't been able to find any dark matter particles because they simply do not exist. Instead, Professor Gupta argues that the effects attributed to these exotic matters, that's what it says, exotic matters, can be explained by the fundamental forces of the universe changing over time. The laws of physics, which scientists use to make predictions about the world, are underpinned by constants, such as the speed of light and the force of gravity. However, according to some physicists, these constants aren't actually all that constant. Instead, these fundamental features evolve and change as the universe ages in a way that might explain why it looks like we have dark matter and dark energy. In his paper, Dr. Gupta claims dark matter and dark energy may be considered emerging from a weakening of the forces of nature in an expanding universe. I think you're walking around with dark matter. He says it's an illusion. It doesn't appear to be an illusion to me. What do you think makes melanin? That's dark matter. Oil in the ground, that's not oil, it's melanin. Literally, that's what they call oil. In this book, the oil in the ground, they said is melanin. Also, salt is melanin. They refer to salt as melanin. That pink Himalayan salt that you see with the color and all that, that's melanin. Anything with color also actually in here is melanin. But it gets super dark. Why? Because of the gamma rays. It can absorb gamma. And then, so that's why Incredible Hulk is supposed to be black, because gamma rays are black. That's the ultimate frequency, is gamma in the universe. And gamma is black. So black matter or dark matter and dark energy exist. Dark energy is where all the energy in the universe comes from. It's the primordial void of energy that we all pull from. The creative pool of the universe, universal energy that we all pull from. Anyone can pull from it too. It doesn't, you don't have to just be melanin. Anybody can pull from it. So Dr. Gupta is with the bullshit. You have dark matter on your skin. Your name is Gupta. I'm sure you ain't Caucasian. So you walking around with melanin, you walking around with dark matter on your skin, and then you're going to deny it. Again, people, don't deny the power.
What if the real superpower was already inside you? The Great Book of Melanin Research reveals 130 years of scientific studies conducted by governments around the world on you. This isn't fiction. It's real research on melanin uncovering its superconductive, photoconductive, cell-protective, and DNA shielding abilities. Yeah, they've known for over a century. Why don't you? Order now and get the exclusive Police Stop Law Package free. That's the Know Your Rights Manual, Constitutional Rights Card, Qualified Immunity Notice and Card, Police Stop Flashcards Volume 1 and 2, the Public Official Bonds Book. Learn how to hold them personally accountable. This is power in your hands, biological and legal. They studied you. Now you study them. Click the link. Get the truth. Get protected. The Great Book of Melanin Research. It's time you knew what they know.
That's right. And when you do, boom, you get all 5 decks of Police Stop flashcards. Well, they're not all Police Stop, but they're all flashcards. So Law and Government flashcards. Where we go? Oops. Police Stop flashcards, Volume 1 and 2. Law and Government flashcards, Volume 1 and 2. And then the U.S. Supreme Court cases flashcards. So that's how you support Real Nagas, realnagas.com. Make sure you get over there. Also, you can get some of this nice gear we got. Get some of the FAFO t-shirts. Make sure you hook up some of the FAFO t-shirts, or bam. See it right here. This is how it look on the t-shirt right here, baby. It's off the chain. This is Volume 2. This is how it looks on the ladies on the hoodie. Got them all on the hoodies. Make sure you get your hoodie, getting cold. And then this is Volume 1. Had a hard time uploading some of these pictures, so I couldn't show it to you on an actual person on Volume 1. But bam, right there, baby. Rapstrology, Volume 2, Volume 1. Got another volume coming out. Producers, off the chain. Shout out to DJ Premier, greatest producer of all time. But again, this is the way you guys support. Appreciate you. Just order the Great Book of Melanin Research. Look it up. And that's the way you support. So moving along, are we inside a black hole? Are we living inside a black hole? Scientists claim the Big Bang Theory is wrong. That we live in the black, they're saying we live in a black hole. For decades, almost every scientist has agreed that the universe began in an enormous explosion known as the Big Bang. But one group of researchers now controversially claim that everything we think about the birth of the cosmos might be wrong. In a radical new research paper, Professor Enrique Gatztanaga of the University of Portsmouth and his co-authors have proposed a new theory they call the black hole universe. They claim that the universe was formed by a gravitational crunch forming a massive black hole that then bounced outwards. So it came together, bam, it slammed into two black holes, bam, they came and they crashed on each other. And when they crashed, boom, they bounced off of each other and exploded out that way. And so the result of everything that we are in now is the result of two giant black holes that exploded into the cosmos, apparently. This is what they're saying. I ain't saying. This is what they're saying. I don't know if this shit. So Professor Gatztanaga claims this theory can explain everything we know about the structure of the universe without the need for any exotic elements such as dark energy. See, they're trying to get rid of us, the dark energy and dark matter. Baby. We are at the fundamentals of the universe, the underlying essence of the universe. You understand? Importantly, the theory also predicts that space should be slightly curved rather than completely flat, as the Big Bang models suggest. This is something that current NASA missions such as Euclid may soon be able to confirm, possibly offering a strong hint that the black hole universe theory is correct. However, the black hole universe theory may also have some staggeringly strange consequences for humanity's place in the universe. Now, black holes, gravity, so maybe that's how they're trying to explain how we get gravity, because in a black hole, the gravity is crazy, like nothing escapes, even light. So are we living in a weakened gravitational pull because of the explosion of these two black holes that came together and then bounced back? Black holes have to be filled with melanin. They have to be filled with melanin and dark energy. So it says Kev is brother Jay from X-Clan. Kev is brother Jay from X-Clan in your shirt. They were amazing. Grand verb. Nah. But shout out to X-Clan though. Nah, that ain't. Hold up. That's hilarious. He's like, nah, this is just nah. That's just a design that I came up with. Me and AI. We both came up with this. AI followed directions quite amazingly. So Jay Dilla, Primo's number one producer all time to me. Gotta say it. Primo, number one producer. Right behind him though is RZA, and right next to RZA is Dr. Dre. But Jay Dilla, Primo, Pete Rock, there you go, Pete Rock, RZA, Large Professor, okay, Q-Tip, yep, people don't even understand how dope of a producer Q-Tip was. He produced mostly the Tribe Called Quest, him and Ali Shaheed Muhammad. I got to put Ali Shaheed in there too. Yep, Pharrell, yep. So producer shirt coming next. I got to just make sure get all their birthdays because I know a lot of producers are going to overlap on their birthdays. So I got to get enough birthdays to round out the 12 zodiac. So you said Abstract for show. Hell yeah, boy. Abstract. He got a new song. Him. Did y'all hear that? Him, Nas, and damn. Oh man. Hold up, real quick. Did y'all hear that new song? It's him, Nas, and hold up. Man, hold up. Is Nas? Hold up. I can't play it because you know YouTube gonna try to strike me. But it is, the song is dope too. And Q-Tip is actually the weaker. He's actually the weaker one on it. It's Q-Tip, KRS-One. So it's Q-Tip, KRS-One, and Nas. And of course, KRS-One and Nas killing it. Their bars are off the chain. Now, Q-Tip is abstract, just like my man just said. He's abstract. So his bars are abstract. So I guess he's living up to he's living up to his the song is called, oh, I need to tell y'all the song. God damn it. Sorry. The song is called The Return. The Return. So it's Q-Tip featuring Nas, The Return, and KRS-One. So go look that up. It's a dope ass song too. And it's just 2025, brand new. So we live in a black hole, y'all. Goddamn, I didn't know. Living in a black hole. So that science remains to be seen. We'll see what comes of that, but it's not necessarily off. I mean, everything is dark. Black matter, gravity could explain why gravity is a constant in this universe, being that gravity inside of black holes are extreme, so extreme that nothing can get out. So then if two black holes explode and expand, then maybe that dissipates the gravitational pull, and then that leaves just this this sub level of gravity, that because everything has gravity, but gravity is a weak power now because you can jump off the ground and break gravity. So they'll say gravity is a force, but it's a weak force. So is that why it became weak? We don't know. Again, that was a hell of an interesting story, though. Moving along, you decide for yourself. Hold on. It says, look, Moore, your prices are way too high. It's for this nation. Don't buy it. My prices is too high. Know that my prices are what they are. What the hell are you talking about? Don't buy it. If you ain't, the hell you talking about? You just want to come, you think you're supposed to come and get information and ain't supposed to support? What you think? I'm supposed to make this shit $2? Supposed to do all this damn work and give it to you for $2? Hell no. If you ain't supporting, then don't, you ain't got to be in here. What the hell? You ain't got to support, you ain't got to watch the show either. God damn. Moving along, babies could soon be born without biological mothers. Here we go. No mamas. As scientists have come up with a way to create human eggs from skin cells. No more wombs, no more ladies. Now, last week I talked about how women could have babies without men. Now this week is the men being able to have babies without women. Oh, well, we do need the skin cell. We do need women's skin cells. But after that, y'all start tripping. All we gotta do is scrape off a little of your skin. And that's a wrap for you. So the technique opens the possibility for DNA from a man's skin cells being placed inside a donor egg before being fertilized by what? Ew. What? Oh, hell no. We ain't doing that. We're not doing that, y'all. Hold on. Let me finish reading. I didn't finish reading it. Hold on. The technique opens the possibility, no, it doesn't, for DNA from a man's skin cells being placed inside a donor egg before being fertilized by another man. Hell no. What the fuck? In theory, this could allow, this is the fruitopian shit. God damn it. They trying to make it's bullshit. In theory, this could allow two dudes to have a baby without DNA from a woman. The breakthrough could also help women. So this should have been, I didn't read this all the way. This should have been in the Fruitopian. This should have been in Skittle News. This is supposed to be in Skittle News. What the fuck? So many women are unable to have a family because, so it also says that women, this opens the door for women who aren't able to have babies. So it's not just Skittles. So I did read that part. So breakthrough could also help women experiencing problems with their eggs to have their own genetic children. So it's not just Fruitopia. While further research is needed to ensure safety and efficacy before clinical trials can go ahead, experts have described the news as a major advance. Many women are unable to have a family because they have lost their eggs, which can occur for a range of reasons, including after cancer treatment. All right, cancer treatment. That's a good excuse. Said Professor Richard Anderson. For the man, I don't need all his damn credentials. The ability to generate new eggs would be a major advance. This study shows that the genetic material from skin cells can be used to generate an egg-like cell with the right number of chromosomes to be fertilized and developed into an early embryo. God damn. There will be very important safety concerns, but this study is a step towards helping many women have their own genetic children. See, that's what I was reading. I must have skipped over the Fruitopian part because I didn't see that at all until just now. But they trying to get Fruitopians babies, goddamn, with skin cells to make eggs. Holy shit, man. Where the hell we going? Where the hell we going? God damn. Where the hell we going, y'all? He said, what? More World's Fair incubator and Cabbage Patch test tube babies. Where's the mother's wheel? Beam us up. Or beam us up? You mean beam us up, I think. Oh man, that is it says gay. Oh no, yuck buck. I didn't do no. It says, hey Kev, what is the name of the box to go to TV channels? Oh, hold on. It's over there on the TV. Hold on, let me go look at it. It's X. Hold on. Let me see. I'll put it. Hold on. I just put it in the chat. XBMC Mart. It's on Amazon. $99. Change your life. Goddamn, you understand? Change your goddamn life. Woo! That's been the best. That's one of my best investments I've ever made. So moving along. Damn. Babies with skin cell embryo eggs. God damn, boy, they are just trying to fuck up nature any way they can. I'll still take the divine feminine for 1,000 Alex, 1,000,000 Alex. I'll take the natural womb for 1,000,000 Alex. So moving along. God damn. Scientists reveal the surprising reason why women live longer than men. We know. They don't ever shut the hell up. We die to get away from their goddamn mouth. Shit, the end. Oh, I go to the next story. Moving along. It wasn't a mystery, nigga. Goddamn. Niggas die to get away from this shit. God. Nigga be in the casket and shit after everybody leave the funeral and shit. Like, nigga, people. They gone. Nigga got to peep his head out of the casket after everybody leave the goddamn funeral and shit. They gone yet? Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just serious. But here it goes. It says it's a fact that has been known for more than 2 centuries. Wherever you are around the world, women on average live longer than men. The primary reason for this intriguing trend has long eluded scientists, but an international team of researchers now claim to put the debate to bed. We know. They report that it is mainly, but not solely, due to something called the heterogametic sex theory. Again, the heterogametic sex theory. Men are known as the heterogametic sex because their sex chromosomes do not match. They have one X and one Y. But this puts them at a disadvantage compared to females who have two X chromosomes. Because of their XY chromosomes, males are left more prone to harmful genetic mutations and disease, allegedly, and ultimately an earlier death on average. We believe that the heterogametic sex is partially the answer. Dr. Fernando Coquero, study author at the Max Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology in Leipzig, Germany, told the Daily Mail, we found that there are factors which are tightly linked to our evolutionary history that contribute as well. So not just that, but other stuff as well. So they're saying because men have the XX and that it leaves, or excuse me, men have the XY, that it leaves us prone to genetic diseases and mutations. And the women with the XX are supposedly complete, huh? I'm calling bullshit, man. I'm calling bullshit. No, I'm just kidding. Could be, man. I called it the reason, I called it the reason that it all that earlier distortion was to inevitably get everyone to attach and agree. Yep, with transhumanism. Transhumanism is all through that. Transformers, connecting, linking with technology, all that all of it is the same thing from the same ideology. Absolutely. They're already there, Roderick. Yep. So, yeah, man, women, stop bugging niggas to death. We'll live longer. That's an easy one. That was an easy call. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, ladies. You know I love y'all. Y'all know I love you. So moving along, last thing. In nigga news, Diddy stands frozen like a statue as he gets 4 years in prison for prostitution offenses. Sean Diddy Combs stood frozen like a statue as a judge ordered him to serve 4 years and 2 months in prison over prostitution offenses. Excuse me. Judge Arun Subramanian handed down the sentence of 50 months in a Manhattan courtroom on Friday, slapped him with a fine of $500,000, and slapped him with a fine of $500,000. Following his time in prison, the judge sentenced Combs to another 5 years of supervised release. Like after you get out, you still on supervised release for another 5 years. Subramanian, I think that's Subramanian, said a lengthy sentence was needed for deterrence and that he was convinced that if Combs is released, these crimes won't happen again. The judge condemned Diddy for his savage abuse of his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, and said he was making an example of him because he caused irreparable harm to his victims. She got 30 mil. I think she's repaired. And she married and having a kid. I think she repaired. I think Cassie's repaired. The decision came following a disastrous sentencing that saw the judge decide at the start of the day that he would still consider evidence from the acquitted charges as he made his sentencing decision. Well, as Dion Cole once said, so he got 4 years and 2 days, which means he's probably going to get out in 2 years. Now, if it's a mandatory 4, unless it's a mandatory 4, it didn't say that in the, it doesn't say that here. if he has to do a mandatory a certain amount. But he already been in jail for a year. So if he got 4 years, he got 4 years and 2 months. So he's already done a mandatory year. So that's gonna take it off unless they added 4 years on to his year, which would be kind of fucked. Oh damn, if they did that shit. So sorry, Sean Diddy Combs, you still in jail, bitch. Everybody thought he was about to get out of jail. Nope, that nigga still in jail. I would be releasing every name on the list right now, including the judges. Every name would be flooding the goddamn internet right now. Every tape, every goddamn audio, everything, every picture, every poster, everything with DNA, everything would be flooding the goddamn internet right now. If I'm Puffy, that's all I'm saying. Nigga, y'all ain't getting away with shit. Or he'll likely go to some kind of camp since he's federal time. And they say you're supposed to do all your time, but they're not going to put him in anyone's general population. Gen Pop. So this is federal. You say this is federal time? Oh, because of, is it federal time? Did he get federal? Is this Fed time? Oh yeah, because it was the DOJ. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. So it's the DOJ. So oops. That sucks. That sucks. God damn. All right, so sorry, Puff T. Diddy. I didn't know it was federal time. All right, so moving along. Ray J lost his damn mind. Ray J says a RICO case against Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner is coming worse than Diddy. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. Damn. In a recent live stream, Ray J alleged he was building a RICO case. Damn. Against his ex-girlfriend Kim Kardashian and her mother, Kris Jenner. He also claimed that this case was worse than one charged against Sean Diddy Combs, which the latter was eventually found not guilty of. The 44-year-old musician's comments come several months after he expressed his disbelief at the RICO charges Diddy was facing. Because he was tapping Diddy. That's why. Him and who brought that out? One of the bodyguards and Suge. And Suge was saying that shit too on the interview that Ray J was Ray Gay. However, Ray Gay has not provided any substantial evidence backing his claims. Now, I saw the videotape. I couldn't find it to pull it up. I saw the videotape. Now, this nigga, when he lost his damn mind. Because there's no way you should be saying that in public to a couple of billionaires. Kim and Kris Jenner are billionaires. So, making money off of their reputation, off of who they are as people. So, when you come out and you say that publicly, unless you have actual evidence of this shit, you're going to be in trouble. Because right after Kim and them heard that, first off, they had no comment. But after about a week, they came back and they released a statement by their lawyer stating they are pursuing a lawsuit against Ray J. Dummy. Now, do Ray J really got the goods? Because he came out and he talked about how Kris Jenner was the one who put the whole videotape shit together. That was a whole plan. That was a scam. That was engineered. That was fucking directed, produced, edited. That was professionally all of that. That shit was Hollywood like a mug to get Kim Kardashian into the public spotlight. Produced by the mom. She watched it, said, no, take that out. Don't do this. She hooked that up. Ray J says he got all this on tape. He got all the receipts on this. So if he has receipts on that, does he have receipts on the child trafficking thing? We don't know. But if this nigga don't, this nigga about to be broke as hell. Because they about to sue this nigga out the game. They are about to sue him out the game. He will probably 2 years, then move on to housing after that. Maybe. He says tap Diddy and Kim and the mama. Oh, that's good. That's disgusting. That's nasty. He probably hit the mama several. He probably did. just to be honest, he probably did tap. She probably made that a stipulation. You got to try both of us. And we both need to try some of the reggae. I'm just saying, if this comes out though, this can ruin Kim. If this is real, god damn, she done. If he actually has real evidence, that's a wrap. That's a wrap for the Kardashian, the whole Kardashian. That's all done. If this shit is real, it's all done. But if it ain't real, Ray J done. Nigga, you got $2 compared to her. She gonna sue you for every dollar you got. You got literally $2 compared to Kim, and she gonna take all your. She about to take them $2. So, what'd you say? He says, if she a freak like that, she definitely gave the offer. Hell yeah. She set up the goddamn video. You know, she's like, and then maybe on one of the scenes, I can come in, and I can just come in and be like, hey, what are you guys doing in here? What are you guys doing? What is this? What are you doing to my daughter? What are you doing to my daughter? You don't need to be doing that to my daughter when I'm right here. like, ew. Like, why you playing hockey and soccer with your titties, Kris Jenner? Your titty, that shit just when you took that bra off. I don't think I want to play hacky sack with your titties, Miss Kris Jenner. Just saying, no disrespect. No disrespect. I don't play titty hacky sack. I don't play titty soccer. Just saying. No disrespect. But God damn it. He said, this called Gray J the Tapper. He said, Raycon. She's a freak like that. OJ, Bruce. Yep, all of them. Yep, crazy as hell. All them motherfuckers crazy as hell. But man, let me tell you, this whole shit is getting crazy. We are just in the beginning of the getting into it. And so I hope all of you get your butt over here, sign up to the Know Your Rights Foundation so we can teach you your rights for free.
Too many people walk through life carrying fear, not because they've done something wrong, but because no one ever told them they have rights. When you don't know the law, even ordinary life can feel like a risk. That's why we build Know Your Rights Foundation, a place where the law becomes clear, simple, and yours. Knowledge is your shield. The law is your defense. Start learning today at KYRF.org.
Make sure you get over there at KYRF.org/volunteers. Sign up and sign up to one of the status class levels. I mean, excuse me, not status class, but one of the sign up as a volunteer, one of the volunteer levels right here. Send us a message. We need all of these right here. We need everybody who can contribute. So we appreciate you. We'll send you back a message with a small just a questionnaire, just so and it's not a test. It's just a questionnaire so we get to know who you are. Fill that out, send it back, and then we'll send you a date to be interviewed. If you want to get into the new interview dates, so we only have one interview date a month at this point because we try to push everybody in because we have so much to do. So if you want to get in this week for this month's the interview date, it'll be the second week. What's today? This is the first week, so it'll be probably the third week. Sorry, the third week of October that we'll be holding it. So if you want to get in as a volunteer, just go over again to knowyourrightsfoundation.org/volunteers. Sign up, and we will get you in here. Also, you can buy some products as well. If you want, we also have the products. If you don't want to join Know Your Rights Foundation and you just want the information so that you can teach your family, we also have all of the products that you can buy right here as well. And then we also have the gear. You can also support. Oops, where'd it go? You can support. We also have some gear, some Know Your Rights Foundation gear. So you can get over there. You don't have reasonable articulable suspicion. No, I don't answer questions. All rights reserved. We got a bunch of the new gear in here as well. Know Your Rights Foundation gear. So this is the way you support. We appreciate you guys. Anything that you can do. We teach people online. We have a bunch of online platforms, and these cost money. So anything that you can do. Also, if you're in here, just hit the donation button. We appreciate you guys. Any way you can support, we appreciate it. So again, also get over to Know Your Rights Foundation. Oh man, y'all wasn't seeing any of that? I had all of that on screen and y'all didn't see none of that? That's a damn shame. Hold on. Kept running out of power. God dang it. Damn computer be running, is draining the power, kept going in and out. But appreciate y'all for sticking with me. Appreciate everybody who's supporting. And then make sure that you still support.
What if the real superpower was already inside you? The Great Book of Melanin Research reveals 130 years of scientific studies conducted by governments around the world on you. This isn't fiction.
Just get over to realnagas.com and go to the NAGA Knowledge Shop and hook it up, the hard copy. You will get the whole police stop law package for free. That's the way you support. I appreciate you. Also, hit the Cash App. Go to Real Nagas. Real Nagas, the number 9 on Cash App. That's the other way you support. So any way you can do it. Also, if you want to learn your rights and get out of the system, go to patreon.com/Real Nagas. You want to have one foot in the system, one foot out of the system. And I have found some new information that goes along with that UCC stuff that you guys have got. I'm not going to tell you I'm not going to tell it on camera just yet. Can't tell it on camera just yet. This information is too good. I haven't told anyone in the Know Your Rights Foundation yet. I'll be telling them tomorrow. But if you want to get in here, you want to get your one foot in the system and one foot out. And trust me, it's it's foolproof. Make sure you get over to patreon.com/Real Nagas. Sign up to the highest level, the Patreon, the status class, and I will give you the paperwork for free when you can explain it. All right. That's it for me. Appreciate you guys. Thank all the moderators in here for hooking it up today. Appreciate all the people who hit the Cash App and I don't have super chat, so everybody hit the Cash App, and also anybody who supports by going to realnagas.com and hooking up the t-shirts or any of the products I have in there. Appreciate you guys. I'm hungry as hell. I'm out of here. Deuce.